Eventually, one group of adventurers will
Get all the way to the
cross.
house and then die on the front lawn, and then it'll be obvious what happened. God damn it.
We're rolling.
Greetings, adventurers. This is Have Dice Will Save, and you don't want to know what was happening before I hit the
You
button.
do not.
Oh, welcome to today's episode. Thank you for joining us. We don't have any housekeeping stuff just now, so let's all take a deep breath. And here we go. So, last time on Have Dice Will Save, the party ventured southward toward the city of Akas on a 2-ish week journey into the southern end of Scortile. Along the way, the weather became colder, and they encountered little roadside towns. But just outside one of these, they found a burned-out merchant cart, missing most of its valuables, but with one charred skeleton. In an effort to investigate, they stopped at the nearby town of Zolzvar, where they met a surly orcish innkeeper and heard that people had been going missing, not least of which is the region's hunter. They encountered a young orcish girl named Rosalia, who filled them in on this story of some kind of great wolf-headed beast, cloaked in flames, that was stalking the wilds. After a bit more looking around, they went to sleep for the night and have just awoken. Awakened? Awoken? Yeah, we'll go awoken.
Awoken.
They just woke up.
Awookin.
Hadouken!
Yes. Having just Hadouken.
Yes. Because that's where we are right now.
With Gresh having spent the night in a fitful, nightmarish sleep, but with no apparent ill effects. And that is where we begin.
Maybe the caravan may not have had valuables, but we know the real valuables are the skulls we took along the way.
I forgot about that.
Do you recognize this man?
Oh no.
That's probably not
Dave
the
remembers
best
exactly what kind of party he's
approach.
DMing for.
That's probably not the best. People will run screaming.
Well,
Are there any
perhaps
spells like
I will go ask.
Talk to skull.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you think that your talking to dead will work on this?
I think I need more.
Would need more? Well, I can go back and get the rest of the body.
No, is a bit too decapitated.
Oh, you need flesh.
Duh.
Ah. I cannot help you with this.
I know. I am aware.
Okay, I'm going to go and see if the innkeeper knows who this is.
I think I think first we ask. You know what? This will be funny. I'm going to watch.
Can people generally recognize their friends by just their bones?
You cannot.
This is going to be funny. I'm going to go
How often have
watch.
you seen your own friend's bones? Why are you
That was-
finding them so? Why are you finding so long after they die? Do you ignore friend death until so long is skeleton now?
Skortal is a big place. Sometimes it takes time.
I don't know what you want me to do.
I don't either, but I'm done with this one.
Good. You,
I've
do you
seen-
understand how it might be off-putting for you to just show a skull, or to be shown a skull? Right,
Emily. This is joke.
I hate
Really
all
though,
of you.
how often do you seriously? How often do you see friend with his skeleton,
No. Usually the monsters eat all.
including
It's no-
skeleton?
including skeleton. Yeah.
Oh, that's impressive.
Bones full of
Nutrients?
again. Yes.
They give crunch.
It's out of owl bears and Skortal. They just eat the whole thing and then puke up the bones.
Yeah, you find a giant pellet and you're like, oh, Misha.
I can tell because of the skull.
Everybody gets their item. Gresh gets the skull bag of skull identification.
He just puts a skull into it and then it speaks a name quietly into his ear.
It's just like, yes.
It was me.
Close enough. Okay, well, yes, you with the dream magic, we went over this a little bit, but I think someone tried to infect me with nightmare. It was not good.
They probably failed.
They did. I feel fine. And also, it was not very scary.
Yeah, they definitely failed.
Do we have any manner of tracking magic?
Kind of. Depend on how recent magic is.
Within the last 24 hours? Well, 6 hours?
If there is still lingering trace of magic, I can sense it.
Do what you must. And he stands there.
I cast detect magic on Gresh.
Only the expected magic, I guess?
I can confirm. There is magic.
That's not how that, you know what?
It is exactly how it works.
There is magic.
Yes.
Well, someone...
Though at this
Magic-
level, you can determine, like,
Oh, I can.
the school of highest
I
magic
could.
and stuff.
I will go and see if there is anyone in this area who are known to cast spells. And we will see.
I can think of several people sitting at table.
I said in this area. You are not native to this area.
But I am in this area, and if we're looking for magic, may not actually need to look for native.
So what we're establishing is it was Ivan's fault.
So,
Not
it was him.
outside of the realm of possibility.
you are the one who meddles and dreams.
Mostly her. One time Ramblement. That was good.
Oh, good.
It
Now I
would-
know it is specifically me.
It would need to be someone.
But yes, to answer
Oh,
questions
never mind.
seriously,
Yeah, no, it could be literally anybody. The range is planetary.
Yes.
What?
The range is planetary for nightmare.
Nightmare
What do
spell.
they
Oh,
need-
no.
What
Yeah.
do they need to be able to cast such magics upon me?
They need to be able to know you by name.
So there's someone that knows me by name.
They don't even need to have met you,
Do they
although
need
that
to
makes
know-
it harder.
Do they need to know full name?
I don't.
Or just any...
I'm not sure.
I'm gonna say no.
Basically, knowing you need to know enough about the person to be able to target them. So if they
Right.
say the hunter Gresh, that would be enough.
It's a little harder if they only know you by name and have never met you. But all they really need is to be on this planet and know you by name.
So
Well,
somebody...
we announced it to the whole city, unfortunately.
So somebody just thought, hey, Gresh, fuck that guy.
I do not know why. All I do is provide for my peoples. Why would they do this to me?
They targeted the other hunter
Likely.
already.
This is true.
So, announcing yourself around this city as Hunter Gresh,
It's like,
as we were doing yesterday. Unfortunately, the field is fairly wide still.
well, true. I guess we just kill everyone in town then. Puts his axe on his shoulder, starts walking downstairs.
Gresh?
It's like, simple enough. Ivan starts following.
No.
Crash, the problem with jokes like that is Ivan will take you seriously.
Starts singing a dwarvish war song. Just
We are not doing that. Just to be clear, that is not the plan.
I will
Dream
take
Team
this
is here to burn the
opportunity-
motherfucker to the ground.
I will take this opportunity to roll an intimidation check upon Fergus.
Okay. Have fun with that.
Fergus, fuck that guy.
Shit, where's my dice? It's in my bag. Apologies. The
big one.
the big one.
This is everything I wanted.
Instantly bounces out of the dice tray. It's bigger than the dice tray.
It's possible that you're not necessarily meant to roll dice with weight measured in pounds in a normal dice tray.
No, right onto the floor.
I will put the.
Oh, come on. This one's only ounces. The pound is in the mail.
It costs too much in shipping. Okay, so that's a 10, and I think my intimidation is like 11, so that will be 21. So coming down the stairs with axe resting on shoulder, and Fergus, it's Fergus.
Fargus.
Fargus. Assumedly still standing behind the thing. I will walk up to him, stare him directly in the face, and say, "Did you cast spell?"
No. What spell?
I will slam axe into table. Nightmare. And perception to see if he's going to tell me the truth.
Fuck your table.
That is still a 20 on perception to see if he is telling the truth.
He seems to be telling the truth. When he's just like staring confusedly as though he has no fucking clue what you're talking about.
It is not Fargus.
The
You are lucky this time. And then I
I
pull my
don't
axe.
think I'm that lucky. That's an expensive table.
Back in holster. Okay. Back to square one. I really thought I had it that time.
What the fuck?
I am in bad mood. I do not enjoy being cursed. I mean, my dice are right over there. I
Yeah,
just need to
but
go
my
get
dice
it.
are right here.
I have some here as well.
I have some here. As it turns out, this table is covered in dice.
These ones are
Oh,
mine. You
the
can't use them.
dice.
Use them, but
They're
that
mine. No!
But I want to use. That makes me want to use them more. I
It's fine.
Dave doesn't need them. It's fine.
well, no. I need to pour them out so I can pick
Yeah.
the ones
That
that, I
makes
want.
That's what I
and
do
then
too.
I'm gonna put them back in.
It was just funny to watch. I've never really... Anyway.
He's like, no, stop making fun of me. I don't like this much attention, I say, as I'm on a stream.
You're sitting on a camera.
Yeah. I need the D8.
He's like, no, look away. And our viewership's just gone. Everyone just leaves. So,
do I need D4s?
yeah, I'm assuming Detect that Magic never pinged anything around this area. I've cast it a couple times in here.
No, nothing unexpected. Which is to say, the magic that you guys brought
it's
with you.
us and nothing else.
Yeah.
But, well, last time we had met, like, a weird, like, little girl that lived in the woods and
Yes.
whose story didn't match up at all.
Rosalina, I believe, is her name.
Yeah, Rosalina.
Rosalina.
We could talk to her aunt.
And we met a bunch of people that were supremely unhelpful.
This is correct.
So I feel like... Okay, well, it seemed like townsfolk was not very useful. But Rosalina is very weird. Let's
Rosalia.
follow her.
I agree. Let us go.
Maybe less with the axe swinging this time.
It depends on what we find with Rosalina, I think.
Is okay.
Did we ever find out how her parents died?
We've
think
heard
it was sickness,
conflicting stories.
but I do not remember. Was more concerned about creatures dragging people into sky and immolating them.
Yeah, that tracks. Okay, let's go find the orc teenager.
Come this way. This is where her house was. And then I start marching in a direction.
I'll
A
start
direction.
following in the same direction.
In a direction.
Hopeful.
In a completely different direction. I follow in the other direction.
In
I match his movements exactly opposite.
Eventually, you'll meet in the middle.
we keep going. We're gonna discover everything that Aileron has to offer.
In precisely these two lines.
I'm gonna hang back and go talk to Fargus.
Ironically, in precisely those two lines would be basically ocean in either direction.
I'm going to follow these two to the orc team.
Yes. Okay.
You separating from
as
the
people
party?
have gone off, well, I'm gonna catch back up.
So, if Emmeline dies, we know it was Fargus.
It was Fargus all along.
He's just a very good liar.
Or he has wizards on his payroll.
So she's going to walk up to Fargus and be like, apologies for my friend. He's been targeted by things before, and it's a very sensitive issue for him. And I'm going to offer a gold for the table and make an impression
Sure.
to make friends, which is a 30.
It's pretty good.
We need to find out who has been targeting a lot of these people, and we're suspecting a lot of magic. Is there anyone in town that would be capable of wielding magic that powerful in this area?
Not that I know of. We don't get a lot of magical people here. We are small.
It seemed out of character, but it's the fact that they are going out of their way to target hunters means that they're definitely trying to disrupt something. I don't know. Well, thank you for the information you've been able to provide.
Thank you for paying for the table.
And then she will walk out to catch up.
He seems friendlier. Maybe.
Maybe.
He seems not less friendly than he was before.
Oh, maybe I should have used distracting flattery to keep his level from going down from the table.
No, that's basically what happened. Was that he seems exactly as friendly as he was when you first walked in.
Yeah.
You succeeded for my football.
Yes. Which is to say, questionably friendly.
Which is to say, surly.
It remains to be a challenge, that one. We will break him soon.
It's all about psychological warfare. Our goal is to get his aggression level to go like this until he breaks.
Yeah. Just like,
Soon he'll crack and tell us everything
yeah,
about.
it's just like, here, I brought you this fancy wine. Oh, thank you. Let me pour it for you.
Oh, you wait, we'll make you have emotions yet.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you will feel. You will feel.
Nightmares brought on by spells.
I'm so sorry.
You ain't got shit on the psychological nightmares we're gonna give you.
If you cast nightmares on anyone in this town, it's just us.
We are the dream team after all.
Yep.
Thank you.
No one said it was a good dream.
So, the rest of you all set out, back out into the sort of wooded area around the town, in the direction that at least you think the house is. And Emmeline, I assume, catches up before too long. Are you guys making any effort to, I guess, are you traveling in any, like, special manner?
I mean, not particularly. Like, they know we're here now. I don't really see a reason to stealth around this town that nobody lives in.
I mean, I do not have
Yeah.
ghost sound running for Calliope music, but I'm not exactly stealthing.
That's just for the road travel.
Yes. And stage shows.
Come one, come all. See, Tessie. But yeah, no, just
Okay. So, it takes a little while to get out there. It's not, like, right on the edge of town. Not that, like, the town is big enough to really have an edge as such, but yeah, it's a little while out there. But you finally come across this little house out in the middle of the woods. It's in reasonably good repair. Sort of like a wood slat roof, and kind of
We're
scared,
plotting.
It's okay. Don't worry.
like sturdy plastered walls. It actually has like some Cadian influence in its construction materials, which as I can't remember if it was Rosalina or Farkas, but one of them mentioned that the ants were from Zentile, so they would be from further north where you might get things like Cadian influence.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
there's that. On spec, there doesn't seem to be anyone around when you first approach. Maybe they're inside. There is a few sets of tracks in the still shallow but present snow.
Okay.
And as you were traveling, by the way, there is a slow dusting of snow coming down.
Excellent. The winter is beginning to come in force.
Yes.
I
Kind of pretty out here.
It is nice country, Skortao. I will go and knock on the door and see if they are home, but if anyone wants to take a more stealthy approach, they may do so. I will serve as, how you say, the distraction.
I will come up to the door as well to serve as also a distraction.
I guess I will hang back then.
Well,
They look pointedly at
Do-
Emmeline.
Do
They're
you
like,
want to,
unless anybody would like to step.
would you like to maybe surround the house, see if there's anything weird going on around the backs?
Make sure
through
no
those
one
things?
leave through back door.
Yes, perhaps make sure no vampire decides to stab me in the back again.
Okay, very well. I'm gonna go do that. Oh shit! I'm gonna go do that
Pretty fucking
very
good.
well.
Okay.
Are we breaking 40? Are we breaking 40?
Is it gonna be the first time?
38.
Oh,
No, I broke
so
40.
close.
I broke 40 with a combat hit.
Oh, okay.
Because swing bonuses and dumb shit.
That's right. I forgot.
In any case,
See, now
Sorry.
I need to have Tessie take some time to do a crafting check to make cosmetics so that she can sell them door to door.
It's
an
actually
excuse.
39.
39.
Because Elven Cat.
You could bake cookies and be a little like halfling scout.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, well, I will rap upon the door. Good morning. Knock,
Okay.
knock, knock.
It takes a minute, but the door creaks open, and this sort of hunched, orcish form peers out. She looks old.
I'm going to perception check because
For
detect an illusion, like see if I can see
okay.
an illusion.
I'm gonna eat another.
sure. I had to double check and see how that plays out. Actually,
Can you aid with a perception?
Oh, I don't know if you can.
not for illusion
no,
magic.
then.
You could make your own perception check against illusion.
I would recommend
But-
you do that.
I'm double checking a couple of things.
Unfortunately, low wisdom score. I wouldn't have thought of that.
Mostly just because at this point he knows that his quarry is capable of casting magic, and so, and he doesn't believe there are ants. So it's just like, oh, I'm being met with like one incredibly old-looking figure. Let me see if this is girl with illusion. That is a 23.
18.
Okay. She seems to be what she looks like, which is a very old, orcish woman with sort of like pure white hair that falls in a kind of like unkempt, like almost stringy kind of mass around her shoulders. She has sort of a pale blue coat kind of robe thing on. And she peers up at you. She's got sort of the a little bit more gray to her skin tone than Rosalia did.
Greetings. We are investigating the disappearances, and we are checking to see if people on the outskirts are safe. Have you noticed any strange noises, sounds, lights, things of this nature?
No,
Is,
none of us have disappeared.
Are you one of Rosalina's aunts?
Yes.
Excellent. We met her. She was very helpful the other day. Well,
Didn't she threaten to kill you?
did she? I don't remember. It is not an uncommon thing in Skortile.
Okay.
That is when she thought we were sneak thieves. We do not take kindly
Oh.
to sneak thieves. But we are not sneak thieves, so
Yeah,
it is okay.
no, that makes sense. We're not sneak thieves.
That is good.
Well, thank you for your time. We will be going then. I'm happy to hear everyone is safe.
I'm gonna cast Detect Magic.
Where are you?
Right behind him.
Okay. There is magic in the area. What level spell are you capable of casting? 5th?
Yes. Let me make sure.
Okay.
Let me make sure the thing I'm using for it keeps up.
Okay. So that is an element in that equation.
This one's being cast at first level.
Okay. There is magic in the area. Within 30 feet of you, the strongest magic would be evocation, I think.
They got some Wuji shit.
So there's a strong source of evocation outside of us.
Yes.
How does that work? Are you like always aware of the auras that are normally there around you? And
Yes,
just
he
filter
can
out the new
exclude
ones?
any aura he's aware of.
Yeah.
Nice.
And beyond that, you get at the level he is cast. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. If it's a first level spell, you just know there is some magic you are unfamiliar with in the area.
There's
No, wait,
some
it's
magic
a cantrip,
that
isn't it?
Yes.
So it's automatically heightened.
automatic-
Except that
heightens.
I'm heightening. I'm using my Ring of Minor Arcana.
Oh,
That gives me.
first
And
level.
instead of
detect magic.
preparing detect
Okay.
magic, I'm
Yes,
using
then
that
in, this,
so that
in
I
that
have an
case,
extra
then
cantrip
you are
slot.
aware that there is magic you are not
Yeah.
familiar with. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that would be the highest effect.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So at first level, it is only the presence or absence, and there is the presence of magic you are not familiar with.
I'm
What
gonna
does
die.
Emmeline discover?
What does Emmeline try and discover? I guess is the question.
I was told to circle around the back of the house and see.
You find the back of a house. There's a little kind of frosted over, what looks like it's probably meant to be a garden back there.
Okay. Does it look like there's any like comings and goings from? Because I was supposed to be checking to see if somebody was sneaking out the back. Does it look like the snow is kind of disturbed coming out the back much?
No. There is a set of footprints that kind of comes around the back of the house. But they don't look like immediately fresh. It looks like the snow has kind of settled into them a certain amount.
Yeah. Not that it's super common on older style houses, but are there like windows out the back at all that I can see into?
I think from the angle you're at, there is not a window. I believe there's a window on the side. I would have to check.
Okie dokie. Because basically I was going to circle around the back, see if there was any like oddly disturbed snow, and if there was not, I was going to see if I could see anybody else inside the house in addition to the person answering the door.
Okay. Make a perception check for me.
Okie dokie. She's on fire today.
Nice like you today.
Yeah.
That's because he didn't let Joe use them.
30.
It's gotta
I
get
hoard
that
all the luck to
exclusivity.
myself.
30. You do see another woman inside. She looks similarly old and orcish.
Okay. I don't think I have any manner of detecting magic anymore. So I don't think I can necessarily do anything else. I guess I could, since I have some occultism training. I could see if there anything like seems to be anything related to that, because I have like the identification feat for that, and I have an item I think somewhere that gives me a bonus to that. So I guess I would look, if I can see easily inside, I would like to see if there's any like occult paraphernalia or things that I can easily recognize as spellcasting
Okay.
gear.
Roll occultism, I guess.
Oh, the luck had run out.
It do. Is it worth the player point? The combat map is out today, so I'm less I'm less willing to just throw those around. Where is cult lore? No, occultism. Where is that? There it is. 21.
21? Mm-hmm. It's kind of difficult to see inside like the dark house while you're out here in sunlight with, the sun reflecting off newly fallen snow.
Yeah.
So you don't really catch details of anything that sets off the idea that, there's no like obvious magical shit laying around.
Yeah.
But
Nothing
it's
super
hard to
woodsy.
say. You can't see that well.
Okay. And then with that, she'll just circle around back.
Okay. And that's where you see the little garden back there.
Is,
No, circle.
Oh, circle back around to the
finish
front.
my-
Got it.
finish my
your
circuit.
circuit. Okay.
Yes. Is Rosalina here? Perchance.
She is out.
Ah,
She is gathering berries.
excellent. I wish to give her thanks. We were able to make some headway thanks to her assistance. But tell her I said thank you, if you will.
I will.
Thank you. Then he takes one step back without breaking eye contact.
She stares right back at you.
I whisper to Tessie, I do not like this.
I'm not so sure about it either.
Take another step back. At what point does she close the door?
Right about now, actually. But there is a little window, like off to the side, and you kind of like see a pair of eyes.
So
She's magic.
it could be either creepy old lady be creepy, or something is not well.
Well,
or
she has magic, so.
Well, so
Well, all
do
you know
I.
is that there
and
is magic somewhere else.
I mean,
within
so
30
do
feet of
I.
you.
So does my grandma. So does half my family, give or
Okay,
take.
they are not here. If they were here, I would be less concerned by presence of magic in weird old person house.
But what I'm saying is, presence of magic does not necessarily mean presence of something.
Nefarious.
Ah,
If there is one problem seemed to be caused by magic, and only one place where seemed to be magic,
Okay.
but the range of that spell is astronomical.
It is true. And
it's more than
But-
just him have bad dream. Is fire beast immolating people on the roadside, I think, is a more pressing concern. Could be related. If not, then we care about that later. But mostly fire monster immolating people on the roadside is magic I am concerned about.
Yeah.
Are you guys
That
stepping
I-
far enough away from the
Yes,
house, or are you
this is-
talking
this
about
is-
this? Okay.
Yeah, no,
Step
we would
back so
we
that
would wait
out
until
of
we were
earshot.
far enough away to be out of ready earshot.
When they get out of easy visual range of the apartment, Emmeline will join back up with them.
Pay no attention.
There didn't seem to be anything off behind the house. Just a garden. That's it.
Could you see anything inside?
I took a look, but I didn't see anything. It was difficult to see, but as best as I could, I didn't see anything off. There was
is
another person, but
source of magic inside.
do you know
So
what
the-
kind?
No, I would need to prepare other spell to know
How long would that take?
tomorrow.
No, I do want. Oh, I'll wait one moment.
Well, I guess that gives us something to do on the next day then.
Yes, but I will say this. Perhaps you have business in Akas, and this is not necessarily biggest problem.
It's more just entertaining.
Well, what is more entertaining? Rooting around in backwoods in Squirtile or being chased by spearmen?
I don't think that word thing means what you think it means.
What?
Entertaining.
I don't think you know what good entertainment is then.
He says to the circus runner.
And I know you do, so you know people like fight. People like big athletic feats.
Well, yes.
Duh.
In a
What?
controlled environment that doesn't involve flame wolf demons flying away with your soul and the rest of you attached to your
There's
soul.
no
at the
risk.
time.
Is no risk. Is no. It's less fun with no risk.
I say
Risk
this.
is what make fun.
we how much time, how many of your days are you willing to spend here?
That's a good question.
I definitely want to discover what is going on here. We must, look after the people. Well, I must look after the people of Skortal, including the lovely ladies in that cabin. So I do not say we go in and we murder them.
It's not so we go in and we murder them. I say warrant closer look.
Perhaps.
One of my only concerns is this person seems to have an issue with hunters. They've targeted both hunters that have been through here as early as possible. If this is
true. They
a
did say that the hunter was
truly
the
as
first to
massive
go.
a ranged spell as Tessie keeps saying, they could be plaguing you for a long time. And we need you to get to Akas.
That's a good point.
This is also true. But perhaps the reason is that I am here. If I am no longer here, perhaps they no longer have reason to plague me.
That's possible, but we won't find out until at least 2 days of travel, in which case we'll have to travel back here 2 days. We'll have lost 4 days as opposed to 1 waiting for a spell.
This makes sense to me.
I feel like we do not need to wait day for me to get one specific spell so I know exactly what kind of magic. We could just look and find out other ways.
They did not seem to want visitors,
I don't really care.
but that is their private domicile.
I also don't really care.
Are you trying to break in to defenseless old woman's house?
I mean, I'm not against the idea.
Well, don't do this.
It sounds like best option.
Also sounds like the best option to get mobbed out of town.
Well,
If we
let's
get
not
mobbed
go
out of
too
town,
far.
then we're...
Let's not go too far.
If we get mobbed
There
out
is
of
no
town,
law in
it's-
this town. It is
Yeah.
just me now.
If we get mobbed out of town, it's just same...
That's why I said mob. I'm not worried
But
about the
that
law
is just what we
enforcement.
are already planning. We just go with first plan if we get mobbed out of town. It'll work out.
We will not kill entire town.
I do not think we kill entire town. I say we... Oh, okay. Second plan. Yes, you are correct. You did have plan before that. I forgot. But second plan of just leave.
I am okay with the leave plan. I'm just concerned about the things following.
Duh, I agree. Which is why I think first plan should be break into old woman's house.
What?
You keep saying, but why would you break into them? They were nothing
Because
but
we
sweet
have-
to us.
They were decidedly standoffish.
That seems at least
How-
fairly sweet by Skortal's standards.
They were terse and uninteresting.
I feel like that would be polite to you.
No, they were terse and uninterested.
And we were just
Duh.
random people knocking on their door. They
It
were
is true.
fine.
They did not invite us.
And
I
they
did
have
not bring
magic,
gifts.
and they
It's
have
horrible.
creepy
Lots
little
of
girl who
people
just
have
happened to
magic.
not to be here. Not here, they don't.
I actually did ask Vargas. Not here, they don't.
But they're not from around here.
Is true.
It does
They
not
are
matter. If anyone in the area was known to be spellcaster, everyone in the area would know they were spellcaster.
This is also true. That would be a big deal. It would certainly make this place more of a target.
This magic is not normal every day. This is hidden. They're
Do
doing
you-
something they do not want others to know about in town where there are murders happening.
Yes.
Oh, nothing.
Yeah.
I was going to point something out, but then I realized that's not my job. So,
May I roll a wisdom check to remember?
sure.
Dave is suppressing his inner nerdy pedant.
Yes.
Like
I must correct.
I'm gonna roll my wisdom check for my common sense trait.
Or he's being an orc that knows something about the society trait.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that'll work too. Hey, however you got to
I mean, this is
justify
going to be
them.
more like the dynamics of magic. But,
Oh, well then I wouldn't know. I guess I can stop
yeah.
because I wouldn't know anyways.
Tessie might know.
Gonna roll me a cult check.
For actually, no, that would be still wisdom. For
Wisdom?
You.
All right.
Yeah.
My wisdom sucks, so that's a 4 I rolled. I'm gonna calculate it.
12.
Never mind. Carry on.
Well,
As you were.
I say that we exhaust our options, but at the end of the day, if we make no headway, we go.
Yeah.
There might be better ways than breaking into their house.
Okay. Like what?
Getting to know them.
Oh, this is fine.
Figuring
I can
out-
go back. I can bring gift this time. I will
Figure
make
out-
this right.
Figure out something that they need and doing it for them, and thus getting a way in to their house.
This is good plan. I will hunt
They're
game.
little
We will
old
prepare
ladies. I'm
feast.
sure they have chores.
I immediately walk off. I immediately walk off to begin hunting.
Crash.
Crush's solution to everything. Kill a fucking deer.
Hey, look, man. There's
Take its
lots of
skull.
meat on deer.
When all you have is a hammer.
You got it. This is my only way to interact with the world.
Yes.
There's a problem that needs solving. Skull or deer carcass? Which is the solution here?
This is a. If you guys don't, I will say this: if you guys don't stop him, he is literally about to spend the next 4 hours hunting. If you don't
Crash.
stop him
Wait.
right now.
Wait.
Yes. You get.
We should see what would be most helpful for them before we start taking action.
If this is true, I guess we should go back. But I do not want to go back without the gift.
Our gift is our time that we're going to be offering them.
But they do not value our time. See, this is the thing is that the gift is something that they value. They do not value our time. They do not know us. They do not care. So we must bring something
Do
that
they
they value.
have anything they need to be repaired or any chores they need done?
You would have to ask.
Little old ladies in a village always have chores they need done. I know this from experience.
But this is why they have the young girl.
So I actually have like crafting trained because I'm a rogue and I just have a bajillion freaking skills.
You would be
Did the
surprised.
plate building look at all like out of shape?
Did the what look out of shape?
Did their hut look at all?
No.
Like,
Well, it looked in pretty good repair.
You would be
Okay.
surprised how many little old ladies in villages are willing to let your entire caravan camp out in their back field for a couple of nights in exchange for repairing their roof.
okay,
If
but their roof was in fairly decent repair. So
Oh.
so look, something we all need food. This is universal truth. We all need food. Correct? So I go get food. We bring it back. Worst come to worst, we have more food.
That's true.
Do we have any other pressing leads to investigate currently?
No. Ish. Not that I can.
was there one more house that we needed to check for with missing people, or did we get all of the missing people houses? I feel like we got all of them.
These are just for you, in case you want to use them. No, I believe we investigated the two merchants. We investigated the hunters and the primary hunter. She would not live here. She would likely live in one of the larger cities and just make her way down here every once in a while.
And she just went missing,
This is correct.
so they weren't able to recover any of her gear.
This is correct. So it
If we-
could be that she just left. But
Is it
that is
normal
not
for Vadas to let someone in the area know what they are doing?
usually you would talk with your suppliers. Like I had many conversations with the head monk at Toktamir based on like what time they could expect me next, things of that nature. So I do know that if they report her missing, it is because she missed her supply.
Well, my it's probably too far out at this point, but I was wondering the people that would the reason why they might have targeted her is because she was on to whoever was doing the weirdness,
Is true.
and therefore she might have notes in like of whatever accounts for a journal that she might have had.
So you think we should find body, recover what we can. Hope it has not been immolated.
Or at least try to find her things.
But again, this has been months now at this
Been,
point.
4 weeks, I believe.
And
is what was said.
everybody else has gone missing. We haven't found the first corpse we found was the one in the.
Was the hunters? Yes.
Well, we didn't even find the hunter's corpse. We found the
We found the
merchant.
remains.
We found the remains of the merchant.
No, we did find the hunters. We found the hunter's body.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That's right. We did find it.
Yeah, because there was like a ball of fire in a straight line. And
Right.
Then we found the corpse. And it looked, correct me if I'm wrong, but it did look like the corpse had fallen down.
Yes.
Yeah. So like the creature or whatever it is flew towards Hunter, grabbed it, lifted up, and then whatever happens to these people happened, and then the skeleton fall down. And that is what happened. So we know how. Does that sound like a spell? Do any of you know if that sounds like some kind of spell?
I mean, it doesn't sound like any that I know, but what would I have to roll to see if I would know of any spell like that?
Arcana, occultism, nature. Any of the spell casting.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll roll occultism because I think
I don't
that's the
think
only one I've
occultism
got.
would have any spells that would do that, so it would probably have to be one of the other two.
All right.
Or you could just do bardic lore.
I'll do bardic lore.
When in doubt, bardic lore.
I'll do bardic lore.
Yeah.
No,
All
everything.
right, where is my bardic lore? There we go. There it is. I forgot that lore goes down right to the end of the character sheet on this one, so it's not alphabetized with everything else. I'm rolling really bad tonight. 22.
Yeah, offhand, you don't know of spells that could do that.
I'm
But, like, I mean, magic is capable of a lot of things. You could theoretically transform into something that could do that
I
with
mean,
some kind of polymorph effect.
I don't personally know of a specific spell that can do that. I know that it's possible to use magic to transform yourself into things. So in theory, maybe you could use magic to do that. I just don't know for sure what magic you'd use to do it, and if it is possible.
Right, so there's no just wave your wand, speak some words, and then you immolate the person.
See, it might be, but the thing is, it's not like Nightmare where I know this spell. Like, I know that spell.
You get
So I know exactly what someone tried to do to you.
Oh.
I don't know if there is a magic that could do that. I know enough about magic to say, yeah, maybe. It's not outside the realm of possibility that there is a magic that could do that. If there is, I don't know.
Gotcha. So this is like trying to figure out what we are chasing. Is it some kind of magical beast? Is it some kind of spellcaster? What is doing this?
My current answer is fuck if I know.
It seems most likely is probably not normal kind of person.
But if you think about the notes,
But is not guaranteed.
Oh yes, the nightmare and the dream notes, and then
the
person
goat
goes
herd's
missing.
notes, talking
Yes.
about something happening again and it getting worse. That kind of.
Where did they say? Did the notes say where they were from? Where they came from?
I don't remember.
I don't think so.
But we know that they left from a place to escape the nightmares, and then they came here, and they did the goat herding, and then the nightmares came back, and then a week later they die, or go missing. I should say they go missing. We have no.
So
problem.
what if there was?
Wow, commit to that opinion.
So what if there what's?
Commit to that opinion.
So
He's real annoyed by the non-existent regulations he just made up.
So what if they're what's causing this, and somehow they unwillingly transformed into this flame beast? I don't know.
like
I mean-
like the werewolf.
I don't know if that's possible. I'm just random theories because they start talking about going out of control and the nightmares happening again, and then they disappear and these attacks start happening.
Oh, so you think it's the goat herder? You think the goat herder might be the lycanthrope?
Possibly. I mean, I don't know for sure. I don't have an educated reason to think that. This is not me saying, I know how this works. This looks like something I know. This is just me making a random guess.
This is why I want to do more investigation.
Okay.
Maybe on, only source of magic in the entire town.
Ivan actually is right on this, which is why I wanted to wait for the next identification spell, because if you can identify what kind of magic, we might be able to tie that.
I can
because
learn a lot about it if we find the thing making magic.
That becomes tricky.
I can learn. Only thing I would really be able to learn more by waiting a day is what school of magic. It wouldn't even tell me what spell.
But that would be useful information.
It would at
'cause
least narrow it down.
You would also be able to pinpoint the source of the highest
Sure.
level of magic.
So you could point out an item and be like, "It's that." Okay.
But
Well, this
Like
is
right now, I think we can find the answer before day. I do not think we
can
need
find
to
an
wait
answer
day.
by angering people.
Well, no, not
Not
necessarily.
necessarily. I do not think we need to interact with old people to break into their house and steal stuff.
You will
We
not
don't
break
need to
into their
break
house and steal.
into their house and steal things.
I will get a beast, and we will cook food. We will bring it to them, and that is how we get in their house.
and
Do
I
they
can make
want
them
that?
some. And I
I
can
don't
make them
care if
some
they want that.
cookies.
They will like it.
I can
Who
make
does
them
not
some
like meat?
cookies, and we can offer
Old
to do
random
chores
ladies
for them.
living in weird magic houses.
They have young, growing orcish child.
Who
That
was
child
getting-
needs meat.
who was getting buried. They
You-
had out collecting
You
are
berries.
obviously
good,
have
but
never
not-
raised an orcish child.
I have raised several.
I'm talking to him.
They need the foods.
I have
Meat
also
is
never
meat.
raised an orcish child, in all fairness. But, I am a halfling, and I imagine you've seen how halflings eat.
You eat approximately as much as an orcish child. Yes, it is voracious. It is terrifying.
It just seemed to me like assuming like weird, creepy, isolated old witch ladies are going to have normal social interaction. Just going to be friendly and neighborly as they live out in the middle of nowhere, avoiding all people and not
This
talking.
is a small settlement out in the middle of nowhere. Isn't that not normal for
Which is
people
why
here?
it's especially noteworthy that they somehow found the middle of nowhere in the middle of nowhere, isn't it?
There are
They're in the
plenty of
middle of nowhere in the
outskirts.
middle of nowhere
Look,
because they have
these-
relatives here.
These people, they are friends. I will take care of this.
It's
Evelyn, it's on you. I'm done with this situation.
It's a better option than just traipsing through the door.
I don't think traipsing through the door. I think of plan that isn't going to take 4 hours to set up to not work.
No, but any plan of them not being there is going to involve 6 hours of waiting around.
I don't think we need them to not be there either. I just think give them food and
The
hope they invite
fuck?
us in is not exactly well thought out.
Break
you
into
have
their
another
house
solution?
with them already there?
I am okay with you not wanting to do this plan if you have another plan that we can do.
It depends. What do we want outcome to be?
We want to find and stop the beast.
Do we want them to like us? Not as the outcome, but like obviously if they like us and let us do something, great. But do we care at the end when we leave this town if these people like us?
Again, because until we appoint a new hunter for area, I am now responsible for all of Squirtile. I need to have good relations with the peoples.
Technically, the
care-
North End still has a hunter, but
Well, yeah, but
We care
not
if
like
the
the middle and the south.
entirety.
Yeah.
We care if the entirety of this settlement thinks we're roving criminals.
I think more importantly, we do care about attracting attention. We are trying to avoid attention at the
I
moment.
think one good thing about this house out here is it seems to attract no attention deliberately.
Yes, but if we're breaking into houses and searching them, that word will spread.
Have we tried asking? We have some questions. There have been murders. He is cop. May we come in? Have we tried that?
I did lead with that.
I do not think you ever asked to go in.
Well, no, this is true. I asked if everyone was fine, and she said yes. Well, we are friends, so perhaps.
I mean,
can
we
go
have
back
some
and see.
questions, maybe.
Perhaps.
Is
Like-
there,
Perhaps. I think I will.
is there something else that we could do gift-wise? That would be
What do
enticing.
We have
Do
no-
we have any? Do we have any leftover meats?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Oh yes.
Tessie made jerky.
I have deer jerky.
Oh, this is true. I don't know if they have the teeth, but
It did look pretty old.
yeah,
But their kid has teeth.
their kid does have teeth. This will be true, and it will be meat, and we will make some.
I think
it will
we
be-
also still have back in town a deer carcass that I have been gentle reposing.
Oh yes, this is
So-
true. This is true. Okay, yes.
So it's still
we-
fresh.
okay.
You left it in your hotel room.
Somebody walked in and there's just a deer just like,
Like, but the
I'll
flies.
see myself out.
The
This
flies,
is
like, they go
clearly
to
not
land
my
on it,
room.
and they
Yeah,
just get zapped.
It's like,
Wrong
Again,
room.
this is-
Sorry.
This is planned. We will go back. I will put axe in table again for fun, and then we will.
I do not think offering food is best thing to offer.
Well, if it does not work, we will come up with something.
I don't
I
really
don't think
see
we
a
need to go back.
downside to
You
it.
don't think we need? To
I don't
go
think we
back?
need to offer them anything.
I don't see a downside to it.
But these people are my friends, Ivan.
No, they aren't. They're your wards.
No, they are my friends.
You do not know them.
This is not true.
And this is how people you don't know become your friends. You go and you offer them food, and you offer to do chores.
What do you say?
And
I
you
don't know
invest-
them.
I
These
suspect-
people are my friends.
I suspect
talking
your
about
friends
him.
are murderers.
That would not be good. I do not.
I
want to
think we
my
just need
friends
to
are
go
my
ask
friends.
questions. We do not need to go come bearing gifts. This is
There's
not so
really
noble. We need to
no
court our way into their house.
Downside to bringing them food.
It takes hours.
We already have food. It doesn't take hours. It takes us going to our hotel room and getting some of the food we have.
How far away is this place, by the way?
maybe an hour like round trip.
It's like, it's an hour.
Well, what else?
We're
would we
right
do?
here. We're currently standing 100 yards away from their door. We just walk up and ask if they can answer some questions. May we come in? You are authority of here. You do not need their permission. You get permission because it's polite, but you can still go and ask, hey, I have question. I need to ask question. Can we come in?
This is not how things are done in Skortal.
Let's go get the deer.
Maybe that's why everything is so inefficient in Squirtile.
Let's go get the deer.
this is why everyone hates each other and
I think I have
wherever you're
some,
from.
I think I have some
I'm
cookies
blanking on,
left too. I probably have
Sky
some
Whiskey.
cookies left.
This will be good. How could you say such hurtful things about my friends?
Okay.
So we go back. We get food. We come back.
Yep.
Look,
this
we
the
cannot
plan?
enter under false pretenses if we don't have
Would it-
pretenses.
Would it make sense to say that Tessie has some cookies left that she baked at the monastery?
I mean, sure, they're like a week and a half old now, but
Nah, no, then never
Your
mind.
stale ass old
Never
cookies.
mind.
Would you
I
like some
suspect
stale-
Tessie would have eaten them by this
Yeah,
point.
no, she would have. I forgot how long it's
Yeah.
been. Okay, never mind. We will just get the deer stuff.
Yes, we have the deer stuff.
Portable stove.
I return and knock on the door.
I will come with you
Oh, thank you. You got
with
it.
a basket of deer jerky with a little.
I mean, I
um,
think we're all coming
ribbon
with
and a
him.
bow.
We haven't split up.
Yes.
Time to split the party.
Knock on the door.
This time, Rosalia opens the door.
Oh, hello, Rosalia. How are you doing today?
I am good. What?
Excellent.
What? Why do you have a deer?
We are coming to bring feast.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. May we come in? Or perhaps speak to your aunt so that we may come in?
I guess. They're resting right now, but you can come in if you want.
Excellent. I will begin the cooking. It will be good. And then
Okay.
I walk in. I immediately set to cooking. You guys, go.
Hi, I'm Tessie.
Hello.
Want some deer jerky?
Yes. She takes some deer jerky and like bites into it. Oh, that is very nice.
How are you?
Good.
All of a sudden, Emily's very much on the Ivan side of things. It's like, oh, this is how we were doing this. Oh,
Right?
So yeah, the inside of
You
the
let
house.
the most socially inept person in the entire thing make the whole plan to court people.
Well, no, the idea was to court in. It went very quickly, and I should have stuck. I should have stuck up first. It's still not a terrible idea, except that we just
just
bad
dragged a
execution.
random deer corpse into these people's houses and started
Yeah.
using their kitchen.
Again. It was perfectly
Implying that Gresh is
available.
acting out of character, sir.
Oh no, I'm saying you're acting absolutely in character, and that's what I knew would happen.
So,
So the inside of the house, I mean, it's a pretty small place.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I rolled a natural 20 on my craft check for dinner.
He's like breaking out the fucking spices and shit. He's got like a dry rub going on.
Never seen Gresh work hard.
At some point, he broke into Tessie's spices while they were in the hotel room.
Brogan had Tessie just
Yeah.
grabbed her spice chest and shoved it at him.
you like craft deer barbecue.
Gordon Ramsay shows up to give it a compliment.
You get like deer spare ribs.
This is everything I have ever wished it to be.
It is exceptional.
Ivan will spend the meantime just kind of like just looking around, kind of just observing the house.
Right, I had to describe this thing. I got interrupted by a natural 20 cooking
Sorry.
check.
My apologies.
No, you're fine. It was worth it. Yeah, the place is pretty small. There's stuff around. You know, there's like a few like cloves of dried garlic hanging on one side, and some dried herbs and things. Provisions for the winter, basically. All the stuff that they can't grow or gather.
Is this hut? How large is it in terms of
It's like
floor area?
maybe like 300 square feet. It's not huge.
Okay.
It's pretty small.
When I stand near the middle, I'm gonna cast Detect Magic again. I assume the ping is still there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And the two ants appear to. There's like the back end of the hut has like a curtain essentially, and you assume the two ants are resting beyond it. It does have like a little kitchen with kind of a hearth there that you are working in.
Are there
And
little
there's some cupboards and things there.
Are there little cracks in anything in the curtain that like I would be able to kind of like sneak a glance through while passing by it without like actually opening the curtain, or is it?
Make a perception check and I guess if you want to like super hide it, you can make a stealth check.
I'm just gonna have it be. I'm walking around just like
Sure.
looking at the thing while I'm walking by. I just look through the curtains. I'm not gonna
Okay.
hide that I'm looking, but I'm not gonna try and make a point of staring
Okay.
at it at least.
I don't have my tablet, so I can't read my.
That is 34.
Okay, you see what looks like two sleeping women.
Okay, it doesn't look okay. Just
Two sleeping
normal
women
bedroom.
and one wolf-headed flame cloaked thing. It's also
there.
sleeping, but
That's just fluffy.
Don't mind. Don't mind.
Okay, so that does look like that's just a bedroom.
yeah, they're sleeping on. It's kind of like a little cot kind of thing.
Nothing out of the ordinary. No, like bizarre shrine covered in small animal bones or something.
not,
Like
not that you see anyway. Maybe it's under the bed. It's hard to say.
So I would like to use distracting flattery again.
Okay.
I'm gonna get some mileage out of this feat today. Basically to kind of assuage. It's like Gresh is very focused on the task, obviously, but he wanted to thank you for your assistance in what we've been doing to investigate the disappearances around the town. So he wanted, kind of as the thing that he does is Valas' hunt, so the best gift that we could bring to you was food.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
That is. Is that a 9 or a 6? It's a 9. Still a 25. 26.
And what's the effect of distracting flattery again?
Basically, it just prevents attitude from decreasing due to
okay.
like faux pas. So
Sure.
the fact that we are here being weird
Yeah.
is just kind of weird as opposed to like uncomfortable.
Are there any
Oh,
chores
no.
you guys need done?
I did most of them already.
Okay.
Do you mind if I ask you some questions about some of the this place, your family, your aunt?
Sure,
such?
as long as it's not too loud. I mean, they're pretty old, so you can make noises and it's fine. But just not too loud.
Some things do seem to get convenient with age. Can sleep through more. Are they? How long have you been with? You said it was. How long have
I
you
what?
been living with them? Is
They've been here a couple of months since my parents died. Well, I mean, it took them time to get here, but
what do they? What do they do? Are they?
I mean, I'm more take care of them than they take care of me. If
I
I'm honest,
suppose
but
what did they do would be more pertinent. Were they farmers, shop owners, magicians, anything?
they
Skill
did.
set?
They did some like potion making stuff in Zentile, I guess. But I wouldn't say they're magicians. But no, they were townspeople. They did a
Magical
little-
potion or like herbal
I guess
poultice?
alchemy, I suppose. But they just lived.
I don't know if Ivan would know this, so
Mm-hmm.
feel free not to tell me if I wouldn't. But would alchemy count as magic for detect magic? Okay.
I didn't know that.
Which was
either.
what I was sitting there thinking about whether or not I should point out.
I didn't
All
know.
it takes is a health potion somewhere on the premises to.
'cause I
ping your
didn't know
detect
if
magic.
alchemical potions pinged as magical because they're scientific.
But they are also magical.
Yes.
Alchemy is a magical discipline.
But
You gotta know what fruit juice gives you the magic ping.
Yes. Sure.
Ignore me.
this is
don't worry about
it is the sparkliest grape juice
Yes.
you've ever found.
This is some effervescent.
It
grape
brings us
juice.
necromancy.
But yes, they made things to help sick people and that sort of thing. But for the most part, they grew things in their garden and then ate those things and then didn't die for a very long time.
I can see that.
Seems good, like good evidence that potions worked. Then,
I guess they were good at it.
They still do much of it.
Sure, I don't know if it works anymore. I will not drink it.
We'll
Smart
keep that
kid.
in mind.
Does this town have anyone magical?
Not that I know of. So I've seen some of the carts that come through, like the merchants sort of like say they're wizards and things. I think it's just to sell shit. But I'm sorry, sell stuff. But
Oh, we don't give a fuck.
yeah, that's fair.
Do not be rude in their house.
She's a circus performer. I'm a criminal. He's a hermit, and so that really only leaves you. You care about swearing for kids?
I tend to try and avoid it.
See, that's the only one. We got one. 3 of us, we're okay.
No, the sanctity of one's home must be respected. And if they do not do the swearing, then we should not do the swearing.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just not going to argue with him. I think is going to be
We
easier.
cannot argue. It will be too loud and we will wake them up.
I think we established they won't.
It is disrespectful to wake the slumbering.
How are all of you just breezing past the fact that Ivan said he won't argue?
I'm saving it. You bottle it up, shake a bit, and then you unleash torrent of argument all at once.
See, I won't argue with you because I know better.
I just make statements of fact.
Just making statements is enough of an argument for Ivan.
Facts are subjective.
I'm not even bringing facts into it. I'm just making a statement.
So Tessie's gonna hold out her hand and prestidigitation a tiny rabbit in her palm.
This is like, maybe if I do nice things.
Can I make small
you'll like me.
illusions? Okay.
Huh?
Can I make small illusions?
Yeah,
Okay.
create a temporary object of negligible bulk made of congealed magical substance, looks like a crude and artificial and extremely fragile, can't be used as a weapon, tool, or spell component.
Yeah.
Okay.
It can't make
Little-
illusions though.
It
But
looks
it
like
can make
basically
objects.
looks
Right,
like a
that's
little
fine.
a
Little
little
rabbit figurine,
toy
basically.
rabbit made out of magic.
Okay.
Magic.
I know what magic is.
She's
But thank
talking more about how there's a lot of people that say they do magic so they can cheat people out of money.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We
That's
do
It's okay,
magic
though.
So we can cheat people. out of money.
Exactly. It's much easier to cheat people out of money when you can do magic. Is better way of doing it.
Or you could just have a skill and trade it.
Or you could just be born with money.
Just
Just be born rich.
We can't all inherit all of our money.
do.
You're very
it's like
good
magic,
at it.
but easier.
I'm not very good at it anymore.
It's because of all the people with magic, really.
Actually,
Not wrong. I guess.
It's really very reductive. The people with magic.
He's
were
out
the
of
people
line,
with
but
the
he's
magic.
right.
yeah.
It's, but so what about the goat herd person? She disappeared recently, right? Did you know
don't
her
know
that well?
that if someone had goats?
Duh.
I don't go
it's-
into the village that often. But I don't know about goat herding.
And there was one of the individuals that disappeared recently. I was hoping you had
Oh,
known her
well,
somewhat.
maybe the thing likes goats. I don't know.
It could be.
Her goats were still there though, weren't they?
Maybe it hates goats.
Maybe they're delicious. Maybe it doesn't like them. Clearly, she's the one who found it, guys. Lock them up, boy.
Bake him away, toys.
Slap the,
Oh God.
it's time to slap the cuffs on them. Shaking their paws. Hooves.
Hooves, I guess. Yeah.
Hooves. Yeah.
It's the goats. The goats.
The goat. Each goat is a lycanthrope.
Yep. And they sort of
It turns out that's just what happens when you let a goat on fire. It's just they just turn into that. That's just how.
That's a
my God.
Minecraft shit.
It's like,
oh my God.
these are just goat facts. Like that's
Yeah. They just become wolf-headed monstrosities.
it's true.
It's just the truth.
I mean, like, is there much difference between a wolf skull and a goat skull when it's wreathed in flame?
I mean, to be fair, a 14-year-old who doesn't know anything about goat herding might not be able to tell the difference at a distance.
See
Just saying.
that lighting goats on fire thing. We're onto something here.
Roll safe. Jesus.
Now you know the secret of the whole campaign. Fire
God.
goats.
The Brambleman is just 3 goats in a trench coat.
That's why he's got antlers now.
With 3 goats in a trench coat with a book of matches.
They
Oh,
just tied
no.
some sticks to their horns to disguise.
Oh God.
Okay. Well, at what point do you think that your ants will be awake? Dinner is nearing completion. How long did they usually rest for?
It varies sometimes.
Do you think that the smell of the food may arouse them?
It could be, but we could just save them some if they don't wake up in time.
Oh, this would be disappointing. I don't want them to miss out. This is truly some good work.
It does look pretty good.
It does. Thank you. Kosno.
Sure.
Have you heard any rumors about problems with dreams from anyone? Nightmares in town?
I thought maybe I'd heard something like that. There were people talking about being tired a while back. But I didn't listen that hard because it wasn't that interesting.
Have you had any problems, or your aunt had any problems with dreams or nightmares or anything?
No, I haven't. They talk about their dreams all the time because they're like super superstitious. But that's like a Zentile thing.
No worse now?
No,
Seems same as
no,
always.
just a lot of talking about why their turnips mean it will be a good winter or something.
Oh, many of the old people of Scortile also have similar types of superstitions.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it is okay. I am not old enough to understand it just yet, but
Do you-
I feel it coming.
Very soon.
Soon the superstitions will grasp my mind.
Yes.
Do you remember who was talking about being tired?
No.
Well, the food is nearly complete.
I could wake them up if you want.
I do not want to impose, but I also do not want them to miss out.
I mean, they could eat it later. They won't know the difference.
Oh.
I want to eat something, so make a decision.
It
And
is,
think
it is
we-
binary. I can either wake them or not.
Perhaps attempt to wake them,
Okay.
and then if they do not,
Do we think we
then
need
then
them?
we will eat and
Do we
give
think we
thanks
need
to
them?
We are in their home. They should eat.
Fair enough.
Grash is just like trying to be a good host while we're all trying to conduct a murder investigation. Like,
It's almost.
Questions of singular
the
focus.
three random fugitives are trying to conduct a murder investigation while the cop is like, let's just cook dinner.
I am not a cop. I am a hunter. It is different.
It is different.
It is very different. There is no law.
In fairness, it is not normally like investigating murders isn't usually your thing. It's
Yeah,
like,
it's
hey,
usually
there's a
like-
beast, I must shoot it now.
Yeah,
and then
it's
sometimes,
like-
hey, there's a magical beast that's killing people, I must shoot it now.
Yeah. Normally, this is not the same level of thought that goes into this. On occasion, but very few and far between.
Yes.
And usually it is Acadian, like skirmishers and things of that nature. It is not a
Investigating murders
frequent
was something I had to do.
problem.
Investigate murders that weren't done by the gang. Do the murder, cover up the murders that were done by the gang.
These are similar skill sets. You
didn't
must know
necessar-
what one would look for to cover it.
I didn't necessarily have to investigate murders. I just had to investigate like where they knew murders were.
Someone murdered him. It wasn't us. That's our territory. We got to murder him back.
Go find them and kill them back. Okay.
Kill him dead.
Do they rouse from their slumber?
Yes. Rosalia ducks back and opens the curtain, and it takes a minute, but the two old orc women start to wake up and kind of work their way out from the cot.
Shake the moss off.
Yes.
I will have bowls and plates prepared for everyone, just so they can come right on out and sit down and eat.
So they can be like, oh god, what?
It's just what happened? Why did this
Why
occur?
are you in
I'm
my
just
house?
imagining it's like one of those things of
they are definitely disoriented by it.
it's like when
By the
your
fact that
dog
there's
is
four
like when an
random
old
people.
dog is taking a nap and you start to pour its food and it just kind of goes and just starts to start the 5-minute
It's-
process of
it's
standing
really
up
exactly like that.
one leg at a time,
Yes.
begrudgingly hefting themselves up to eat food.
Greetings. I am sorry that I was so rude earlier today. I forgot to bring gift, and so I have made you the dinners.
Oh, thank you. It looks very nice.
It is. I do not want to be too egotistical, but this is some of my best work.
Can
I,
confirm.
I don't know what your other work is, but good.
Let's eat, have some, and then he will be like bowls of food
Yeah.
down on the floor, and be like, and then like he was gonna wait until everyone takes a seat before he sits down to eat.
Yeah.
It's just like.
They do start to eat. Rosalia is quite committed to the project.
It's always like food.
Yeah.
The ants are a little bit like more trepidatious isn't the right word, but a little more.
Bewildered.
I mean, yes, they're definitely more confused by all of this. But also, like, you know, they do that whole thing where like they take a spoon of soup and spend like 40 seconds blowing on it to cool it off, and they sip it and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Tassie is basically going to eat like a full-grown orc.
Yes.
Excellent. This is still terrifying to watch, but it is awesome in its terror.
Ivan's digging in. He's like,
Yeah. It is good. I did good work.
Yes, it is excellent food.
as much as I.
What is the total of that crafting check?
Oh, it was like a 31.
Okay, yeah, it's among the best food you all have ever eaten.
As much as I really want to say otherwise, this is really good, Gresh.
It was worth
It was
right?
very
It
good.
was worth the wait.
I'm mad about it,
Yeah,
but this is very good.
It is okay. The feeling will wear off. You
Oh,
will
I'm
have
sure.
many- many
I can.
chances
I
to be
can. I
angry in
feel
the
I can
future.
preserve the anger pretty well, but
This is one upside to playing, yes?
duh.
It was worth it just for the food.
Still mad about it.
It's fine. This is your right. Yeah. Not mad enough to not eat,
It's
but
very good.
Okay.
Emily's just kind of trying small talk over dinner for most of the part, but at some point, she's going to be like, "Well, we were speaking to Rosalia beforehand, and she had brought up that you tend to put a lot of stock in dreams and things. Our group has had a lot of interesting interactions with dreams, and I was just curious as to like some of the ways that you guys perceive them.
If you tell us your dream, we will tell you what it means.
Oh, you do that? Awesome! You interpret
Like
dreams?
that, your soul is theirs.
Fuck that!
It's like suddenly, like new thorns start appearing.
Just like a whole new set of thorns. Just-
That is so awesome. My grandma interprets dreams.
We can. Oh, no, go ahead.
No, that's fine.
They look like
Like
they
I
have
said.
something they want to say about it.
Like I said,
That's
we put a
good.
lot of stock in dreams.
Last night, I had a dream. It was very confusing. It was like I was being chased through forest, which makes no sense because I knew exactly where I was the entire time. And when I looked behind me, a beast was chasing me. And at first it was a large bear, then it was a spider, then it was crackle wolves. But I have killed all these things, so I am not scared of this. And I'm confused about the dream. This is my dream. What does this mean?
It sounds like you are confused about your fears. That you think you have conquered all of them, but you have not. And so you look inside yourself to see what is left.
Now your soul is theirs too. It adds flavor to the soup.
Yes. Gersh is just thinking about like the fortune cookie bullshit that was just told to him.
Okay.
Are you saying that interpreting dreams is not a valid science?
No, I'm just saying the interpretation of this specific dream that they gave him just happened to be like off because he's just like, I know what I am scared of. And it certainly isn't. I am not confused about what I am afeared of. But he's not going to say that out loud.
But the spell was.
They're not technically wrong. They're just sort of.
So Tessie is gonna whip out her.
In fairness, like trying to interpret the results of a failed nightmare spell is also kind of.
It's a very good interpretation of a failed nightmare spell.
So Tessie's gonna whip out her journal,
Oh god.
Okay.
complete. Oh shoot. Well, whatever. Complete with the symbol of that was Flux and Silence on the cover. So I had a dream. There was a glass globe with cracks on the surface, and this little bat was on the outside of the globe. And it was
Tessie.
trying to
Maybe
pry
not that one.
Tessie?
the cracks in the
Tessie.
globe.
Tessie. Does
is that?
spiritual guardian work against emotional damage?
Was Ivan asking
Can I
me?
cast it and it just puts its hand over her mouth? Like, we're protecting you from her.
The question does the spiritual guardian stop you from doing bad ideas? No, it does not.
And there were ruins of a statue inside
If I
the
cast
globe.
air bubble around her, can they still hear her through
Yeah,
it?
it's just more air.
What do I fucking have?
Too bad he didn't prepare silence today.
So the bat was trying
Tessie, maybe not that
to
one.
get to the statue.
This doesn't count as anathema to my religion by chance, does it?
The marshal oddly does not give a fuck if you share your
The
secrets
Marshall's
with the wrong
very
people.
amused.
Okay, so you were
Yeah.
doing the statue dream?
Yes.
Oh god.
That is a very odd dream. Perhaps there is something you are looking for, and this statue in the ruins is the result of your
And she
inner
doesn't describe the
desires.
statue or anything.
Sure. And this bat is you being small.
The statue was what?
The statue is your inner desires.
Oh.
And this bat is trying to get to them. And the bat is inside you. Which is
Like-
to say, it is your inner self.
Like the part of me that I don't pay attention to, that's sort of looming in the background, trying to get to what I want, but I'm not paying attention to it.
Yes.
Okay.
This is good. Ivan, your turn. Dream, tell. Now.
You are commanded.
Don't dwell on that one. Don't dwell on that one. Don't dwell on the failing of the entire.
This is fascinating. I must know more.
So there's these thorns.
So there's this guy. He's called the Bramble Man. I will strip.
Oh,
I one time was having drink, but ale was bad, so had the brew more myself.
this is what you dream about?
That was a dream?
Is this a dream, a memory, or an experience?
Yes.
Yes.
It means you drink bad ale.
No, it means I don't drink bad ale. It makes me mad when I do. This is why it was noteworthy. Had to brew more myself, see.
Yes.
Noteworthy dream.
Emmeline. Emmeline, go. Do.
Well, this one time I was there.
Yeah. No, you are in my nightmares quite frequently.
It seems like you have tension in your friend group.
Oh yeah. No, absolutely. I had one that was
interesting and different. I was running in a forest. I'm trying to remember. I wrote notes down.
You were, in fact, running down a dream.
I can't remember.
Waterfall.
I don't remember it well enough, so I gotta find the notes for it. But I don't remember where the notes are. It was definitely after Howled Owlbear.
So you
Dream.
This is the one that you were running next to the stag in the woods.
Yeah, I was following a stag in the woods, and it was a familiar forest, an area that I knew.
Running down a dream, working on a mystery, goes wherever it leads.
And as the end, as I drew closer to the stag towards the end of the dream, I noticed that I was also running on 4 legs, which is not something that you guys knew. She had left that part out before.
And she was on fire, and she was immolating people.
It looked back at me with glowing green eyes, and then the dream effervesced.
She kind of stares at you for a little while. I don't know what that means.
Oh.
I have stumped them.
But you notice, like, her eyes grow slightly narrower.
Is there?
You could roll perception.
I mean,
I
you
was
could
gonna
roll
say-
perception to see if she's lying.
Yeah.
Well,
You know what?
would it
I'm
be?
gonna roll
Is there like an
perception.
empathy check for like gauging what emotion is being directed at me?
I think that's also, like, the perception kind of, like, sense motive-y kind of application.
24 perception to see if she seems to be lying.
To you, she does not.
Okay.
Damn.
But that might just be an additional high enough.
36.
She is definitely lying.
She knows exactly.
She
what
knows
that
exactly
is.
what that means and is suddenly perceiving you very differently.
Oh no. Oh, also I have the lie to me feat, so I forgot about that.
Oh, so you could do it with the deception instead, yeah.
yeah, but
Which would probably make it even higher, but I mean,
Yeah.
I guess it only depends on how high does it go.
doesn't. It goes up to.
Congratulations, you succeeded this one double good.
Oh, it's
I mean,
actually
critical successes exist. Like,
That's true, yeah.
in this case, it's actually the same.
That's not enough for critical success.
Fucking Ace Attorney Psylocks just start exploding, and then they have to tell us everything. That's
Yeah,
how
I
it
think in
works.
this case it's actually the same.
I don't know. Yeah, no, she is definitely lying, and like something has changed about her
demeanor
thought
towards me.
processes toward you. Yeah.
Oh no.
I like how she, like, you know, like your response to mine was like, "That was your dream." It's like, yeah, that's a way more normal dream than any of the shit any of us have been describing.
I think it was more she was suspecting that wasn't a dream so much as a drunken memory.
Like, those are often the same.
Yeah.
It's like, turns out you usually just dream about normal ass shit with some weird stuff in it. Not like
Also that was
horrible
the
weird
dream you
bat
decided to share.
statue running through the woods, spiders.
Well,
It's
the reason-
like you don't need a dream interpreter to understand that dream. You know what that dream is. You don't like bad beer. Ooh, mystery solved.
It's like, that was your dream. It's like, yeah, that's how most dreams are. That's how dreams work.
Yeah, but
I
it's also
need
not the
you
dreams you tell to people.
I need you to tell me this dream. I wake up and I'm in high school again. What does it mean?
I mean, the thing is,
Tell
like,
me what it
you prompt
means.
Ivan to tell, like, Ivan, you tell a dream now. It's like, what dreams do I have? I don't know. They're pretty normal. Like,
Yeah.
No, I know, we're
unless
just
they're
fucking
like
with you.
horrible secrets of the gods, which I'm
Yep.
not going to tell to random strangers.
Yeah.
And also it would be
They're
pretty
pretty
hard to
normal dreams.
interpret because the like nightmare spells and dream messages don't necessarily work the same way normal dreams
Yeah,
do.
Well, that's
It's
true.
like, that's the dream I got.
I was more saying that one just to like get the reaction and just be like, well, what did they do? Well, what did they do? And they seemed to just kind of roll with it.
Yeah.
Tessie mostly wanted to gauge their dream interpretation style.
Yeah, but we're like,
And you found out it was
that's the
fortune
end of the
cookie
world
like
stuff.
us.
Don't tell them
Like-
that. I told mine because it's not the end of the world stuff. It's just side stuff that I
Their,
need to
their
worry
style and accuracy, basically. Do they actually have dream interpretation magic? Or do they go the psychological route? And what is the style of that?
about. For the most part, the psychological route. That last one, we're not sure.
You should just like roll up your sleeves, Granny.
So many thorns.
Just like Jesus.
Thorns
And
everywhere.
just a giant thorn.
One.
One.
Giant.
That's what I want. I want the thing that just like it's only one thorn, but it just gets bigger every time.
It like grows out of your forehead.
The unicorn.
Oh God.
Why have you done this?
Yeah, I don't even know. I think mistakes were made.
So anyway,
Before that happened,
yeah. I think as you all finish your meal together, do you have anything else you want to discuss with them?
Many things. The thing is, will we discuss them
Yes.
with them? And I'm mostly leaving that up to Emmeline.
I have one thing I want to discuss with them, but more when we're leaving, so we can take that after
Okay.
the break.
So I think we will go to our break as you finish your meal with them together.
Yeah.
So, we will be back very shortly. Stick with us, and we will have the end of our adventure this evening for you, probably about 15 minutes, okay? So we will see you then.
Bye.
Okay, we are back.
we are.
So, as we left off, you were all finishing your meal with the lovely orcish ants and Rosalia.
With at least some amount of gusto.
Yes.
Yes.
The excellent meal that Gresh cooked for you. So, what
Man
would you
knows
like
his
to do
deer.
now?
It's true. When it's the only thing you cook for 50 years, you know how to make it taste good when you care. You were going to say something to the ants as we left.
As we left, so I guess towards the end of the meal, it's like, well, thank you for your hospitality. We wanted to give back at least a little bit, and we have a couple things we still need to wrap up with this investigation. So I guess we will take our leave. And then while we're packing up to go, I'm going to try and get. I don't know if it is possible, but if I can get the one lady to the side.
Okay.
And kind of like in an undertone is like, you know what that meant. What do it mean? In reference to the dream from before the break.
We know it's serious because Emmeline has forgotten her grammar. Speaking improperly, unheard of.
Improper?
What do?
It is probably better if you were to keep on your journey than to stay here.
Has it has something to do with here?
If you have certain attentions, then it would be best if you did not bring it here.
Oh man, these old
We
ladies are
will go.
gods too, aren't they?
Fucking
More
They know
gods.
something. They know something. Very well.
Yes. Detect lost deity roll.
Detect secret god.
It's just like, how disappointed is Gresh right now?
Like they know.
At least it is not someone that I knew by name.
I like they did. Like it turns out they actually are secret gods, but since Emmeline's the only one that figured it out, just keeps it to herself. No one else knows about the gods.
Thank you for your hospitalities. It was lovely to see you again. I will stop in next time on my way back on the return.
Rosalia smiles over your way and says, "Oh, that is a good idea. if you want."
Yes, you have been very helpful and lovely, and thank you for sharing your home with us. He turns to the aunt. She's like, "Thank you very much for sharing your home with us. I hope you enjoyed the meal."
It was very nice.
Again, of course no.
Is there anything you need help with?
No. That is why we have Rosalia.
Okay.
Slave labor.
Look, the children, they must work. The child must not be an obstacle.
Anyway. Right. So.
It's just a tweet. That's all. It's just a tweet. Well,
On the way out, the old ladies know something about the gods, or at least something about the hunt for the Brambleman's followers, or something about that.
What did you notice?
When she said that she didn't understand my dream, that was a lie. I talked to her afterwards and she said that we shouldn't stay here. She said if we have attention, we shouldn't bring that attention here. Which makes me think either A, she knows about the Brambleman, or B, she knows that there are gods pursuing the Brambleman. And
Right.
in either case, that's more than most people would know.
At least she knows the signs of something like that. Even if she doesn't know specifically what it is. You know,
Yeah.
which it is.
Or even they know a lot, but I don't know how much we'll get out of them. In either case, we should wrap this up sooner rather than later. Were you able to pick up on anything aura-wise?
No, it seemed likely if they are alchemists that they made magic potion. I was likely detecting a magic potion.
I guess I can keep this.
I was hoping it would get us a more solid lead out of that than that.
Hold on. I wish to... Emmeline, can you help me be sneaky? I wish to get the...
Looks skeptically at your plate mail.
what do you mean?
I wish to get a look at them. I think I might be able to figure something out, maybe.
But you just saw them.
But I forgot to do spell. Or didn't think of. I think I can do something if I can look at them. It's not cast spell on them.
What exactly do you need
I want to read their auras.
Reader only works on objects.
Really? I didn't know that.
Oh?
Could use it on the house?
Is the house still in sight?
Yes.
It's like,
We can make it inside.
kind of walk back until I'm about like 30 feet away from the house, and I use read aura on the house. Does it have any sort of auras or anything on?
The house itself does not.
Okay.
Is this unusual?
No.
No.
It's supposed to not have an aura.
Oh,
If
Ideally.
it had any illusions or magics or anything on it, I would be able to see what is done to that.
again, this would have been good. Well, we must discover.
It was worth seeing at least.
What if... Okay, so what do we know? What did we learn? We learned that it wasn't them, probably, most likely. We still need to track down a powerful magic user in the area who would be capable of casting these nightmare spells. They know that we've been asking around town. What if we start to get the townsfolk talking like the newcomers are solving the mystery? Like we think we know who it is and we're going to go capture them in the next day or so. Might make them a little nervous. Maybe they'll do something sloppy?
I mean, it could.
How would you go about doing this thing?
Kind of just talk around to some of the folk, see what people are thinking.
Do you need a circus?
Maybe. If we use the same trick a bunch of times, it might be a little obvious.
I mean, the one thing this assumes is that one of the townsfolk is person that is directing thing. That they would pick up on rumor. Unless of someone outside of town that would not hear rumor because not going to town, it wouldn't do anything. And it also has potential to cause stir amongst townsfolk.
But if it doesn't have anything to do with the town, then we wouldn't be able to find it anyway. We wouldn't have a prayer finding it.
It's happening in the town and around town, but it might not be caused by person living in town that would pick up on rumor. Could be someone living outside who is attacking or something.
Sure, but if we stir the water a little bit, perhaps something will...
Could be one of missing people is person doing it who is not in town currently. Thing like that. We don't know enough. We do not even know if there is person directing it or if it's just wayward monster.
There is one way. It has begun targeting me.
Duh.
If I stay in this town long enough, they will come for me, whatever it is.
It does seem like you could be good bait.
I do not enjoy this idea, but
To be perfectly honest,
for lack of better plan,
people think bait mean thing that gets eaten, but it doesn't. It means thing that draw to. If goal is to be have whole party stand next to monster and fight it, then being bait is kind of exactly what you want. Have thing come to you so you can stand next to and fight it. Achieves your goal.
while this is true, it also means putting myself in a place of vulnerability, which, as a hunter, I know how dangerous that prospect can be. So, but if this is the only way we can do this, then I will do this thing. That being said, it has already presumably killed one Vadas. I am not necessarily
I think
excited about the prospects of fighting it again.
But that one Vadas wasn't expecting it and didn't have us.
That is also true.
I think regardless of whether or not we position you in a place to be affected by bait, you will be targeted regardless.
Yes.
So no matter what, the reason why I was saying we should try and agitate things is because then maybe they would take more bold of an action than they might normally.
You wish to speed up the process.
We could do both.
There is no reason not to do both. This is true. You could attempt both, perhaps, but if they see through the ruse, Maybe they change targets. Maybe they do something else. No way to know until we try, though. What should we do?
I still feel like we don't really know enough to be able to have anything concrete. Actionable plan is hard to make when we do not know what is causing thing or what they want.
Which is why I'm trying to encourage a situation where they have to act. Rather than playing against nothing, play against the other
I'm just
party.
afraid of them calling our bluff.
Well, if they call our bluff, they do nothing, and then it does not matter.
We are no worse off than we were. And if they call our bluff, we just leave.
Reduces confidence of townfolk would be problem.
That is.
It's a rumor. We're not announcing that we're doing it.
Yes. Yes, it is not like we parade in center of town and say, "We slay the beast," and then the beast appear and go, "No,
It's just a couple of
So-
townsfolk thinking that we're getting close to solving the problem. Hunter Gresh is on the case, after all.
Well, yes, but they do not know about me. It seems like they do not care if they do.
You are Vadas, Gresh.
Well, yes, this is true, but the one Vadas already died, so you know,
Yeah, but this Vadas is better.
this Vadas is at least still alive.
That makes you better.
Vadas is actually in position to help, so okay, we do this thing. I am for this thing then.
It might be worth also finding out if the Vadas was in town for a while before she went missing, as opposed to just stopped in and then went back out. So
that is also fair.
seeds to lay in the ground tonight and then see what sprouts up overnight.
It sounds good to me. I
Cool.
do not have any other ideas or plans. I would like to revisit the how long do you wish to devote to this endeavor?
I would like to devote my downtime to it.
No, I mean
Because it's
to
a
this-
downtime action.
No, I mean this endeavor in terms of like how many days do you wish to spend trying to solve this small town's problem before we head on to Akas and do research about the gods that are trying to currently hunt you down and kill you?
Seeing as the thing we've been targeting is mostly active at night, we've done our chess play for the day. We'll see what they do overnight and re-examine it tomorrow.
So at least one more day,
At least one more day.
and then we will see what happens tomorrow. Okay,
And if we have nothing, we move on.
it is fair. I think this is a reasonable plan. Do you want to start with Fargus?
Yes, he's sure to get the rumor going.
Ah, yes, the man that never leave. I guess I should go and apologize to Fargus.
For chopping his table.
Yes. I will
Hey,
give Fargus a goodie bag of some of the food I prepared. Hello.
Hello.
I apologize. Eat.
Okay. He takes
Gresh's
it and
solution
like
to all problems is food.
looks inside it from a slight distance.
I will
It's
take
the
a
skull.
small piece. I will take a
It's
small
just a
piece
burnt skull.
and just like
Ah.
Small piece of the skull.
Very well.
I do not want to kill you.
Skull
I want to
crash.
apologize for the show of
Aggression.
ignorance.
Axe proficiency.
Many things. It was a display of many things. I am not apologizing for the display of aggression or the display of axe proficiency. I'm apologizing for being wrong.
Well, as long as that is cleared up.
Yes. Enjoy.
And he just kind of like glances at you again and then like sets it under the pyre.
Okay. Well, Let me know if you enjoyed it. And then he turns around and he walks up the stairs. 'Cause Fergus doesn't want to be my friend because I'm giving him whiplash.
Remember the psychological warfare we discussed?
Yes.
Yeah, we got him back to neutral. Now Gresh is getting him to a positive. Now tomorrow we're gonna burn his fucking bar to the ground.
Well, it depends. Do I have another nightmare? Perhaps I do.
Give me a moment. Let me just prepare putrefy food.
You just go into the storeroom and lay waste.
It's just like, yes. Oh, perhaps you should ask. Perhaps you should ask Fergus some questions, like how long she was in town for, and all of those things.
right, yeah.
That you wanted to do that I can't do because he hates me.
Yeah. When Vadas pass through here, do they usually stay in the inn, or do they just pass through fairly quickly?
It depends. Sometimes someone will take them in for a few nights. But sometimes they stay here.
I guess specifically I'm wondering about the Vadas that had gone missing here. Sehia? I don't remember how to pronounce it. It's Ksehia.
Ksenia.
Ksenia. That's not an H, that's an N.
Yes.
Ksenia.
Ksenia, how long was she here when she vanished? Was she just stopping through on a routine, or was she investigating something?
There had already been a few people missing, which is not
Unheard of.
unheard of. People wander into the woods and die.
So she had
wonder
been.
why in this spit of sunshine.
Yeah.
Why would somebody wander into the woods? So she was here looking for something. Did she seem like she had been close to finding anything? Perhaps, did she mention anything about dreams, nightmares? Did she look overly tired?
She did look fatigued. Now that you mention it.
So she was almost certainly targeted for a time ahead of time. Do you remember how long she was here before she went missing?
A few days.
See that, Gresh? You still got like 2 more days to live.
I'm upstairs and cannot hear you. I will be alive for many more days than just the 2.
And the day she went missing, did she say anything about where she was going?
I know she was in the woods. But I don't know exactly where. She did not share a lot of her thinking.
Fair enough.
I know she went, I guess, kind of southward that day. Or at least that's the direction she left.
Well, that's definitely some interesting things to think on for the night. Was targeted by nightmares.
Out of character, what direction do you have to travel from the inn to Rosalia's house?
It's also kind of southward.
Okay.
It's like south. I guess that would be kind of like southwestish.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And where did we find the body that we found for the farmer in the woods? We had gone into the woods, but was that on the south side as well?
It was on the south side, yes.
Okay, so everything's in the south woods.
Yeah. Except for the cart, which was obviously north of town as we were heading southward.
Which might have Oh, no, it might have been the same thing because it's all fire. It's all fire.
Everything fire.
This thing seems to have quite the range. Perhaps planetary.
It just appears and burns things and then goes to the other side of the
Yeah.
planet.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you.
Would explain why we cannot find.
It just decided this town in particular needs it to suffer as it teleports in from another continent.
Yeah.
I need somebody to fuck with. Ah, that
Shame.
city over there.
This small random town.
They'll never believe it. It's like we can do whatever we want there.
I had not previously read the range on Nightmare, by the way.
Yes. No,
so when I
it's,
saw that, it was like the planetary.
It's rough.
You cannot do it to people in space.
No.
So it weakens its targets first by getting them tired and exhausted, hoping they'll make mistakes. So all we need to do is make sure we don't sleep tonight.
Yes, that will make you much more rested.
Yes, ensure that I'll be fatigued tomorrow.
Yeah, it's great. Then they'll come out, and then we can fight it. We don't lose. Except for the one time.
And yeah.
Well. So how do you go about spreading
2
your
times.
rumor? Spread your bad rumor.
They don't really have a bar. I want to spread rumors, but there's not really like a center of town.
I mean, you could just talk to a couple of people. And then
Yeah.
It's a small enough town that telling a couple of people is likely to, like, get it moving enough to be considered a rumor, I guess.
Yeah.
Would you like the best Halfling Scout cookies? And by the way, I heard.
I guess, yeah, if she sees any of the people that she had spoken to during the circus performance the first time, she'll be like, did you guys hear anything more about this? I heard Gresh is on the case, and he seems to know what he's doing. Based on my travels from this person seems to know what they're doing. They seem competent.
Okay. So that's what, a diplomacy check?
Yeah.
Is that your natural 20?
Yeah.
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 Yes.
That's like a 38 again.
The whole continent is talking about how Gresh is on the case.
Precious on
Fucking
the
Hunter
case.
Gresh. He's gonna fuck these guys up.
There's some dwarves ice fishing on Skypstraya who are just like, don't worry, Gresh is there.
Gresh is on this one.
He's gonna kill them all
Like,
and
what the
take their
fuck are you talking
skulls.
about?
That fire demon in the random shitty ass town somewhere north of here that
Yeah.
we've never heard of before. Gresh is on that fucking case.
The bone-
Guys, I
The
was
Bone
made
Devil.
for this.
The Bone
The
Devil.
Bone Devil's like, Gresh is on it.
Gresh is like, the Bone Devil's like, I can sleep easy for the day because
Gresh is hunting something else.
Just putting this out there. It's literally a skull wreathed in flame.
Skull Taker Gresh on that case.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
This
yeah,
will make a fine addition to my collection.
you,
Your favorite enemy.
your
Oh,
favorite
God.
enemy, skull wreath,
Yeah.
or flame wreathed things with skulls.
Yeah.
It turns out you guys orienting the wolf skulls was the summoning ritual for Gresh.
Oh God.
You thought.
But yes, you talk to a couple of townsfolk, and you feel like you instill like this sense of both kind of subterfuge and urgency that makes it the perfect like don't tell anybody, but
I will
that will
absolutely go
immediately
tell
spread to every
everybody.
living thing.
The DC for a small village is 15.
What'd you get?
38.
You double critically succeed.
Beautiful.
You feel it is likely that anything that is breathing within the village proper.
A metropolis is 40.
Hey, like, yeah, a gust of wind blows to the town. Hunter Gresh.
It's like a scene from Hercules.
It's Phil's boy.
You wake up tomorrow and suddenly there's like Gresh action figures
Yeah.
installed.
Like, the ants on the ground are just spelling out Hunter Gresh is on the case. Like,
Jesus Christ. There's no way I'm going to be able to live up to this much pressure.
That's the downside.
That's gonna be really
I
funny.
warned you.
If we don't get it, it's just like everybody knows. Hunter
Yep.
Crash failed that game.
I
So with that
warned
done,
you.
what else do you have for the day?
Look, I'm more concerned with what works in my favor, not what works in. It's
true.
It's true. It's true. It's fair.
Emmeline has a history of being selfish. That's
Okay.
all I got.
So, that's it for the day?
Yep.
Looks like I'm going to go to sleep.
Okay.
Yep.
Just drinking.
You all go to sleep.
Do I need to make a will save?
You do not.
Oh, hey. Tessie.
The night goes by uneventfully. Everything is quiet and peaceful, or at least as quiet and peaceful as your normal dreams are. And you all wake up in the morning. At which point, Gresh, I need you to make a will save.
Yeah.
Now you get the will save.
It is a. I need to see if my will save has been updated since, because I forget when I wrote
You
this
wake
down. I
up
think
to
we had left.
nightmares.
Yeah, I think-
They're waking nightmares this time.
Your sleep
Oh,
paralysis
boy.
demon is just sitting there at the edge of your bed.
Oh, great.
Just
I love
chilling.
that.
Just
It's
chilling.
at 29 that time.
Grass ain't scared of shit. It's probably still terrible.
I ain't
He's,
afeard of no ghost.
he's scared of weevils. They're just weird looking. They just freak him out. It's not.
They wobble, but they don't fall down. I don't.
They are pretty fucking weird.
You'd think they'd fall down, but they don't.
I like that. I was thinking the bug weevils, but I kind of like it better when
Your
it's
will
the
save
toy
was to
weevils.
determine what tone that last sentence had.
Ah, gotcha. Gotcha.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. How were your dreams?
They were no different than normal.
Fuck.
It is strange, but perhaps a good meal was all it took to. Yes, it was a good meal. Okay. It will be fine.
What meal?
The good meal we had at the spooky aunt's place.
Oh. In your dreams?
No,
No,
I
he's
said
saying
I
it that
said
would-
perhaps it did me good. It did me good, and I am now fine.
Like resisted magic good? Cause
Well, no, because the other night, it was like the weird blah de blah scare you, but it didn't work. This night I just slept and I did good.
Maybe we scared it too much and it went into hiding.
possibly.
Maybe
Well.
it targeted something else.
Have any of you had a strange dream?
Not recently.
Many a strange dream, just not today.
Well, I do not think it was the spooky old ladies, but we can go now.
That doesn't leave us with a lot of leads. Or really any.
You do find it odd, the sequence of events.
No, I know.
Okay,
I'm.
okay.
This is
Yeah.
how
I just
would
wanted to make
react.
sure that I wrote that clearly.
You did.
Yeah.
You did.
We could go south of the woods. We could see. I don't understand why it wouldn't target you.
Well, perhaps the forgive me. If you succeed a will save against nightmare, is there a period of time at which you cannot be affected by it?
I don't think so.
Usually it's like 24 hours.
I think
if
it's
they
only if
do
you
have
critically
those.
succeed, but let me double check.
Yeah, but like it could be that if you succeeded,
I mean,
maybe
the
they can't
other-
try again for a
yeah,
month or
the-
something
the
like that.
other
or like a
people
week.
guarantee have dream every night.
Critical success, you're immune for a week. And there's no immunity if you succeed, if it's
Okay.
just a success.
And granted, Dave wouldn't necessarily need to tell me if I had critically succeed, but I remember the roll not being like spectacular.
Yes, that is
So-
true. Your roll was like 28 or 29 or something.
Yeah. So like it was like good, but not like a natural 20 or anything to.
Yes. The idea that you would have critically succeeded that on something capable of casting a 4th level spell is somewhat unlikely.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then there's something else. Well, we can go and investigate and see if we can find the whereabouts of the Kenzie. God damn it! I forgot it now.
Ksenia?
Ksenia's. We can go and we can see if we can recover Ksenia's belongings, and perhaps she has some clues for us.
I mean, we only know South Woods. That's a fairly large swath of territory to cover.
It's true, but perhaps she left. Normally, when you are venturing around in woods, even if they are woods you know well, you leave yourself things that you can find to make your way back. So perhaps I can find some of her hunter's marks, and piece out where she went. This would at least be something that we can actively do, other than just wait around and hope that the beast attacks me. And also, if I happen to be in the woods and the beast attacks me, then it's the same plan. So why not accomplish something while we wait?
Very well.
Okay.
Also, it is first night. Perhaps rumor did not make the mill yet.
I'm not a patient fisher.
Then you would be a very bad fisher.
I know. That's why I don't fish. I have people to do that for me, except not anymore, because I'm sad.
Okay, I will go ahead and make survival check to discover the tracks, unless anyone else wants to go and have an interaction with Fargus.
I'll pass. Nope.
Okay. That is a 26 survival check to look for, like, things that a hunter would, like, leave behind to indicate a return path.
Yeah.
Things like that.
You are obviously very familiar with these sorts of tactics. And 26, you said?
26, yes.
Okay.
That is correct.
And it takes you a little time. You have to kind of like sweep back and forth as you head roughly southward. But after a couple of hours of searching, you start to pick up a trail of these marks, basically notches in trees.
Yeah.
And they are always on exactly the south side of the tree relative to the village.
Yep.
Which basically means if you are facing directly this notch, keep going that direction.
Yes, this will do. This is likely how she did her marks. We can go ahead and follow this trail for a time. I suggest we try to be a little bit stealthy, as I do not want to be jumped upon by beasts, real or
Do what I can.
imagined. That
Clang,
is
clang, clang,
not
clang.
great for me.
Is your armor noisy, by the way?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think your current armor
Because
is
technically, it's not a full suit; it's just
Right.
a breastplate.
Right.
With like, I have
I
some like
didn't think it
bracers
was.
and van braces up around, but none of it's actually connected. So
Right.
none of it's clanging against each other.
31.
Okay.
22.
22.
22. I did not roll well.
Jesus. All day today. 35. Oh, you guys can use,
Follow the expert.
yeah, which I am master at stealth now, so
So that's their level +2, I think.
I don't remember.
Level 2.
I think it's just level, isn't it?
When the expert you are following is a master, it gets better.
Okay.
If the bonus is better than +14, I'll take it. But if not, I will.
I
leave
roll
it
like shit
alone.
anyway, so
Yeah.
I got a 3,
Got a 3.
which brings my stealth up to 4.
It will be saved.
Yay.
Well, at least
But,
I'm hidden and Tessie's hidden.
If I'm following the expert, it makes it into 12 or 14 if I get the +2 and it's master.
At level is proficiency bonus. You're trained additionally, again, the circumstance bonus based on your allies' proficiency. +2 for expert, +3 for master. So it's going to be your level +3.
So I'm better just sticking with my
Yeah,
stealth.
it would be
score.
13 instead of, or 12 instead of 14. So.
Then I got a 15.
Okay.
I do have foil senses, by the way. So if things track by
So he can-
methods other than sight, we are still stealthy.
He knows where all the foil is.
Yes.
Yes.
He gets the right drawer on the first try.
You have foil senses, which is different from sense foil.
Yes.
Foil detection.
Where you find specifically aluminum and like light swords very quickly. So, you set off into the woods following this trail, going ever deeper. A couple of you do very well at stealthing. Yeah. And then a couple of you less so. But on balance, the group seems to be doing okay at avoiding notice. And you don't necessarily see, actually, pick a couple of people for perception checks for me.
I will take one.
Okay.
I'll do one.
Sure.
The two people with wisdom scores.
Yeah.
Crash is having a bad morning.
18.
Okay.
31.
So like a 3?
2.
Oh, okay. 31.
31.
Crash, you
I may
basically
not be
like
sneaking 'cause I'm
trip
busy
over
looking
a
out.
branch in a weird like twist to your normal abilities,
Yeah, I
and
just
it like
what the
distracts you.
fuck? The fuck? Who put this branch here?
You feel off this morning. It's weird.
Why would you do this to me?
You keep an eagle eye out, which is maybe why you're not necessarily as sneaky as you could have been. But you are confident that nothing has set to follow you guys. So that if anything has seen you, it hasn't followed.
Except in Visitom.
Yes. Which 31 would not be enough to see.
Tom's sneaky as fuck.
The invisible half gnome that is always behind you.
Well, we haven't lost any miniature belongings in a long
No,
time.
you
so
have
I
not
think-
lost any
I think
belongings
we are
recently.
safe for now, unless he is prying upon our false sense of
Yes.
security.
Who knew that Tom could cast Nightmare?
Why, Tom? All I did was call you a sneak thief
Yes.
and berate you.
and help tie him up. And
Tom is
carry
who
him.
the gods pray to.
Okay. What do we find at the end of the trail?
You follow it for a while. It's a bit out there. And it kind of has a pattern to it where it looks like she was kind of weaving back and forth slowly southward.
She was searching for something as she was going.
Yeah.
She did not know where her quarry was. This is the only explanation for why she would move like this.
And then it kind of loops back, like kind of westward, back diagonally back, kind of the way you came.
Okay.
But more westward this time, so that the trail shifts to the northwest.
Gotcha.
And now it is something of a straight line.
Okay. So either she picked up the trail of something and was following it this way, or she searched far enough south that she was comfortable going to think that the threat would be within, and they decided to move to a different location to begin the process anew. This is what I am thinking so far. Do we continue?
You currently have another course of action.
Okay.
Seem reasonable.
Okay.
Okay.
We shall continue then.
Let me have
to turn in now, though.
What would have cost her? Well, we can search around this area, see if there's any unusual things at the turnaround before continuing. This is good. This is good question. Perhaps we form into groups and search.
Maybe she just knew she was too far south. Or does she
This-
maybe see something?
Well, those are the two options. The two options are she either think that she was too far south and decided to begin anew at the more western part of the forest. The other thing is perhaps she saw something and decided to follow it and investigate, since this line is going a bit more. So we can return to the turnaround, search around, see if there's any evidence that she saw quarry, and then go from there.
That sounds good. Let's do that.
Okay. I will roll a fucking perception check to search the area at double speed.
Okay.
That is something I am allowed to do. Yeah, that's much better than I've been rolling.
Remember in D&D when spot and search were 2 different skills?
Yeah.
Jesus. That was an
Big old
awful
3-5.
time.
And
When
listen.
use rope was its own skill.
Oh, God. Okay. No, wait. It's an offense. I keep on forgetting that it is an offense. 17, 17, and 17.
And then we
is
lost sense motive.
34.
No, wait, go back.
Oh, okay.
34.
I thought you were saying 17 and 17 and 17. I'm like,
No.
that's impossible.
34,
No.
It's a
17.
magic item that gives me plus 17.
Yeah.
17 and 17, 34.
Okay. You do a pretty quick search of the area over the next like half hour or so. You don't necessarily spot anything that looks like it would have been kind of the thing that made her turn around, but you do find kind of the exact spot where you kind of dig under snow, and there you can kind of see like her last movement southward, and then she turns kind of like sharply.
If this was me, only reason I would do that is because I saw something that I wanted to chase.
Yes. And certainly the only reason you would adopt a straight line.
So
Yes.
she must have seen something she wanted to chase.
This is
So
true.
maybe we chase the path.
I agree. I think this will be conducive to our investigation. Follow me. Do I have enough? By the way, do I have enough to declare hunt prey on not the monster,
On
but
her?
On
On
her.
Ksenia.
Okay, I will hunt prey.
Okay.
And
Ksenia's the prey.
I'm gonna roll my free my free monster hunter and warden check
Okay.
to identify the prey.
What are you, Ksenia?
Oh, look at that! It's a half orc hunter.
Yeah. She have orc or full orc? I don't remember if I said.
Funny.
It's an
that.
But
orc-like
it's
hunter.
some
Who knew?
it's an orcish hunter.
Yes. Okay. It's okay. Yeah. Okay. Follow me. We go. And we go ahead and follow in the much easier to follow straight line because it is a straight line.
Yes. Let me have a survival check from you just to be sure you don't lose the path at any point.
This is fair. Pretty sure with the tracking goggles and hunt prey up, I am statistically impossible of failing a stealth check. I meant survival check.
Survival.
That depends.
It does depend. Depends on a lot of things. Okay, so
An easy one.
let's do some math.
Math.
So I rolled a 12. I have 17 survival. I get +2 thanks to my hunt prey, and I get another +2 thanks to my advanced tracking goggles. So
Jesus.
that's a lot.
So that's 21 plus 12 is 33.
33.
Yeah. You lock onto the path pretty quickly. And it is an easy one to follow because it is pretty straight.
Yeah.
To the point that you suspect she must be going somewhere specific rather than chasing something. Because something would change directions sometimes.
That's true.
She
Okay.
is going straight.
She's going to a location.
Yeah.
She is going to a location. She must
That's
have
weird.
she must have either seen or put something together and knew that this is where she must be going.
And as you keep going, there is a point at which the path simply stops.
Huh. Do I see the telltale signs of a floating spherical?
You don't. But I would like. I will entertain nature checks for this.
Nope.
I have that trained. I doubt
I'm not
it.
trained in it, but I should I not roll if I'm not
Yeah,
trained in it.
don't worry about it.
26.
Because my wisdom's okay, so
Yeah.
but
Yeah. A 26.
I don't know any of this woods shit.
Okay. A 26 is enough.
Yes. Woo. So I rolled low. So I was a little nervous.
So snow has been coming down basically for the last 2 days now. And there is naturally a certain amount of like ice on tree branches and things. But as you come to this spot
Bless you.
where the trail ends, you look out past it a short distance and you see a tree that has just like a sheet of ice covering its bark on one face.
That is not natural.
Not at this time of year, not with the weather you've had recently.
Yeah.
There's not been a storm hard enough to cause a tree to ice over like that, and certainly not that localized.
So I am going to point this out, and I assume this is the work of a caster.
Could be.
Doesn't it just get icy down here?
Well, but
The
have you
trouble
experienced
is-
the blizzard in your time in this area?
I've never experienced a blizzard.
The trouble.
No,
Emmeline,
no.
ice does not usually just form out of nowhere on one specific tree and no others.
It would
That
only.
is not how ice works.
It would only form
I don't
like.
know how ice works.
You have encountered ice in your life.
Okay, I will
Emmeline's from the
turn.
far north.
I will
There's-
turn around.
desert.
Yeah, Emmeline has encountered ice. That said, she doesn't necessarily know formation of ice patterns on trees.
Gotcha.
We're from Ohio, where trees icing over is completely normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
somebody who's never seen like a tree coated in ice might not know that there isn't just sometimes a tree with ice on one side.
Okay.
It's
This is my thought. Someone caught her off guard. I'm going to turn directly around, like so that I am perpendicular to where the tree is covered in ice, and search in a line back from it just to see if I can find where this thing was when it cast some kind of ice spell in that direction.
Okay.
Because I'm under the assumption that it's an ice spell. Granted, I can't identify it. I don't
Sure.
know what it would be or which it would be, but
besides
this don't
magic?
look natural.
There is currently no magic here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just the result of magic.
Right.
Well, sometimes I can leave lingering traces.
Okay,
Fair
that
point.
is a
Identification.
29 to
29.
locate where if I can kind of guess where like this would originate from.
Yeah. It's hard to tell for sure with the
Yeah,
snow that's
it's
been
like-
falling.
and it's been like a month
Yeah.
since it's happened, so
Yeah.
it's not. I'm expecting this to be hard.
Yeah, it's you can kind of guess based on like where other trees are that would have also been hit if it was like at certain angles. To guess, like you pick up the
Guess if
side
there's, like,
that it was on, and
some branches
Yeah.
along the path that are like a little more frozen
Right.
than they should be and stuff like that.
you're not necessarily super familiar with the magic that might have caused this, though.
Yeah. So like I have no idea if it's a cone,
right.
a
A
line,
line,
or
yeah.
what. So I'm just kind of like trying to find out.
Bardic
Basically, if somebody was
Actually, if you
following
want
her.
to roll a
Yeah.
cultism
Occultism,
for me,
got it.
oddly enough.
That's actually a better skill for me anyway.
Bardic lore applies to everything.
Oh well, that's a shitty roll.
Unless you roll terribly.
It's what them their player
24.
points are for.
24.
Sometimes.
Actually, you know what? It's 7:30 at night.
Okay.
Yeah, this is when we get into the fight.
Watch, I'll die because I don't have a
Yep.
player point later.
I ambush you all right now.
Oh, natural 20.
Yeah.
So that is 37.
Okay. This is a weird edge case where you're using occultism to identify a spell that normally isn't an occult spell. Just is in this particular case. Based on, once Gresh has sort of like pointed out the patterns, you can see what looks to be the telltale signs of a cone of cold.
Oh, I know that spell. I mean, I don't know that spell, but I
Yeah.
know of that spell. It's a cone of cold.
How far does the cone go?
I believe 15 feet.
So
that would've
that's
been fairly close to that.
15
Yeah.
feet.
Which is
it's-
why
And
there
it
aren't
would
any
be
trees
in a
around it. But I'm
pattern?
gonna
Well, I
double
think
check.
Cone of Cold actually has a really big area. Like
me
it's
look it up.
basically like the same area as Fireball, but cone shaped. It's like actually pretty significant.
It might be
if you
30
remember.
feet. I'm gonna find out.
Quick to the Googles.
I think it's like a 30-foot cone or something.
Yeah, I think it's my internet is being a little bit derpy now, but
Well,
It
regardless, we can
is
use
60 feet. range.
60 feet. Oh wow.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So there's lots of tree maybe with ice on it.
Yeah. I mean, there's probably other trees where it
Where
catches some
parts
edges.
of cold
Yeah.
are there. Yeah. Okay, so then you know how far away that they could conceivably cast this from. We have one point where it hit, so I will just search in like a 60-foot diameter around where that.
So it would be
tree
a
hit.
60-foot cone from a central point.
Right.
It was chilling spray. I was thinking it was the 15-foot version.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I will go to. Basically, I'm just like searching everywhere within 60 feet of the impact zone where they could conceivably have cast this spell from,
Right.
and I want to see if they like.
I mean,
left
sort of
any-
geometry out where they would have
Yes.
been to cast it.
Yeah.
You can basically take a pretty good guess at like a 10 by 10 square as to where they must have been to get the angles for this.
So that means they were roughly. They were.
From that spot,
Yeah, they would be 60 feet away ish from that end tree.
That means they were roughly, and she's standing in her origin spot. Cast dimension door, goes to the cone spot. Over here.
I have
will-
magic. I'm gonna use it.
I will run over there.
walks over there, and
Start sweeping away snow and seeing
but
if
what
there's.
I'm
anything.
going to look. I want to look from that angle and see if there is any sort of spots on trees that don't have ice on them, as if there was something in the way that maybe got hit by the ice instead.
Okay, I'm not actually going to do the dimension door trick. I'm just going to walk over there. As cool as it would
Keep
look.
in mind, just because our game night might be ending soon doesn't mean the
Yeah.
game day is
Yeah,
ending.
I realized that. As cool as
Need
that would
them
look, no,
spell
she will.
I'm gonna burn
She
a
will.
5th level spell
Yeah.
to do this.
She
It's
will
gonna look
scurry over in
awesome.
halfling feet.
Okay, make a perception check for me, Charlie.
It's pretty good. That is 32.
You do see a spot where a tree should have been in the cone, but doesn't seem to have gotten hit by the effect.
Something was here.
Well, if you will look in that area for body, I will go and investigate the origin site and see if there's anything I could use to deduce who did this.
Okay. Make one more survival check for me, please.
And I'll start poking around the other area.
Okay, 15 and 17. And this isn't for her, so I don't get my
Correct.
hunt.
Emmeline will stand there and look
Okay.
pretty.
15 and 17 is 32?
32. Does do the goggles add to that as well, or is that already worked in?
33, 34. 34.
34.
Yeah.
Okay. You, by like years and years of tracking things, often through the snow, you do find a set of very faint footprints buried under the snow.
How large are they?
Fairly small,
Fairly small.
relatively speaking.
Relatively small.
Like Tessie's small?
No, not
Okay.
Tessie small.
I'm gonna.
Boots.
No.
Footprint?
Yes.
Like bare footprint?
Yes.
Bare
B-A-R-E
Yes,
or
not-
B-A-R?
Barefoot prince.
Yes.
It's a small bear.
Very
It's
small
a
bear.
bear.
You are being hunted by Teddy Ruxpin.
Okay. Relatively small, barefoot print, capable of casting spells.
Yeah.
Druid? Druid, perhaps?
Have we seen anybody that's been barefoot? a
But
lot?
no one has said anything about being druids. Druids would be something that people in this area would speak of.
Do people usually go around without shoes? I mean,
No. This
that
is-
doesn't. That looks a
Not
little.
a-
really good way
Not
to
here.
lose
Yeah.
feet.
That
Not
looks too big to be a
anything close to this
halfling.
time of year, certainly.
If you walk around without shoes around here, your feet will fall off.
It is true. It is true. Which is make me think that they be druid, because druids have agreement with nature. Is how I will put that.
Well, if it's druids, then they wouldn't necessarily have anything to do with society.
And they would not care. But they would not. This is the thing. The druids would not care. This place has been a stop along Akas for many, many, many years. If they had the problem with it, they would have had the problem with it many, many, many years ago when we first did it.
Perhaps they did something that angered Druid.
I blame the goats.
It's just the goats all along.
I'm gonna start poking
No, I
around
don't.
in
But
the
then
snow.
they would have killed the goats.
I'm gonna start poking around in the snow around like where just kind of around in the cone area. I'm gonna take the traveler's any tool and form it into kind of a shovel kind of thing and start sifting through some snow and see if there's any sort of body or anything of some monster that was killed by a cone of cold. So.
Okay. Yeah, go for a perception check for that.
That's 32 again.
There is not a body, but you do find a spot where, like, the blanket of pine leaves under the snow is disturbed, as though something hit it.
Does it seem like there's any indication that whatever hit it there was dragged away? And
No,
there-
it was not dragged away.
And there are no footprints or anything there either?
Not that you can see offhand, but the fact that he found a discernible set of footprints was
Yeah.
nigh miraculous.
Does it look like I probably would be able to notice if had been like, dragged
Yes,
along the
there
ground?
are no drag tracks.
So it was not killed and dragged away. It was fell here and left through some other means, either walking or flying or being
Levitation.
carried away or
Yes.
something.
But then
Okay.
but the
How
footprints could have gone away.
Big does the thing look to have been that fell?
That fell? Humanoid,
Okay.
like person-sized.
I believe this is where. I believe
Based
this
on
was-
the geometry, that would have been along the central line, more or less. of a
suppose-
Person size, person size, person size to person size.
like somewhere between these persons'
I
size.
Okay.
suppose
that would be
best
considered.
thing is to follow trail.
True, but where did it go? These footprints are now 4 weeks old. The only reason I likely find this one is because she had to plant feet to cast spell. I believe we could do circle search here and maybe find something, but
Do we still don't know what would have caused Ksenia to turn this way so suddenly if she was going to a location instead of a prey.
She could have heard something.
also sneaking up on Vadas, not a very easy task. Like
Some things can be invisible now.
some things can be invisible now. This is true, especially if it is spellcaster. Spellcaster, small, barefoot. If was druid, it was also very powerful and stealthy in the woods. Pass without trace, or something of that nature would make it possible. I look around. I'm starting to get very.
Go ahead.
What are you doing?
I was thinking.
Oh, okay. It's just
He's
like
trying to
you're
figure out how to
tapping
focus
things
in the
and
right direction.
Yeah.
just like thinking about it, just like
Yeah, no, that wasn't an indication. That was me fidgeting as I basically did numbers in my head.
Gotcha. Okay. Fuck, I'm sorry. I lost track of myself. What was I
You
saying?
It's starting
were-
to get very.
Yes, you said you were
Oh.
searching through the snow and you're starting to get very.
Gresh is starting to get very paranoid. He is going to just take a like a 360 scope of like what's going on, because like we are at the site of where someone like maybe not killed but struck down a Vadas. Although this does give him hope that she might still be alive, because there would be a corpse there, and things don't rot that fast.
No.
Well, we found a
Especially not in
corpse
the
last
snow.
time.
Yeah. It's not great. But it is still a 26 to just like do a sweeping like, is anyone following us right this instant? What's
Okay.
going on? And he's looking up too, because you know flying things in the sky can fucking swoop down and immolate you. Apparently.
You don't see anything that indicates anything is currently following you.
Okay.
Really trying to decide what check this would be to like remember a weird obscure detail in this particular instance.
Intelligence, maybe?
Wisdom.
I think in this case, Emmeline, because it was
Society?
you who asked the relevant question a minute ago. I'm going to say make a recall knowledge check using society.
Sweet. Hey,
Oh.
Emily's just on fire with the skill checks today. 32.
The only time you have seen anyone barefoot
I was
in
wondering
the
about
last
that.
3 days since you got here, that is, was Rosalia's aunts, which seemed at the time like weird old lady shit.
And we were in their house.
Yes, but you have not witnessed literally anyone without shoes in the last few days.
And then the ants burst from the snow.
And it turns out they're Yetis, but old small Yetis.
With bare feet,
With-
BEAR.
yes.
Damn it.
Are you
I
gonna
should have
say
said
this
some, I
out
should have
loud?
said that beforehand because I was thinking that. I was like, so.
Oh, also, oh yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Honestly, I was going to ask because I couldn't remember if Rosalia was barefoot when we met her.
She was not.
Yeah. Except I wasn't there.
That is true.
You weren't there, and also I don't think we asked. We didn't notice.
So
it
one of
if they
you would have
did.
had to have noticed if they were barefoot because I was stealthing around the back of the house.
You went in to eat dinner, though.
Oh yeah, but they had just gotten out of bed.
Yes. But yes, for those of that's fair. But if you mention it, like if you
Okay.
mention it,
I mean, you were looking in through the window, though.
that's
You
true.
saw inside.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So barefoot prints. I mean, they were inside the warm house, so it probably doesn't mean much. But Rosalia's aunts were barefoot.
You're
I haven't
right.
seen anybody else.
By the way, did they have a dirt floor?
No, it was a stone floor.
It was a stone
which
floor.
would have
Okay.
actually been quite cold.
Yeah,
and
the
that-
stone floor
that
would be very,
floor,
very cold this
in-
time of year.
in Gresh's mental map of the area.
The path points directly toward the house.
Which path?
The path
This
that the
path.
huntress was taking.
Leads directly there. This is around the time that we get ambushed and blasted with some elemental force.
Duh.
We have seen fire, we have seen ice. They have cast dream magic at us. This is not a beast, this is them. Also,
And the disappearances started roughly when they first came to town.
Okay, well, yeah, I know what this means. This means I pull out Staff of Abjuration. I reach in, pull out a staff out of my bag. And we will go with some... let me get a little closer. I think Resist Energy seemed like reasonable cast.
I think so. I think so. I did not want to mention this earlier, but I was acting strangely yesterday.
Yeah.
Yes, I do not know those people. I am
Yeah.
not quick to call people friends.
Yeah.
I thought that was weird. I just thought you were trying
I definitely
to...
was a little confused as to why you were so thinking they were friends, not just people, but actual friends of yours that you had one conversation with.
I wondered if you were trying to, like,
Hinted
be
something.
friendly toward them and failing, or if you were actually thinking they were your friends.
I thought you were just
I will
being a jokester again.
I will say this.
I thought the friend was
I invited you all to my
less
home,
literal.
and we ate and we did well. But like, I did not treat you with that with that level of nicety, and you all have done battle with me, which puts you above friend.
So you genuinely thought they were your friends.
Genuinely.
Okay, that's
I thought you were
alarming.
See, that
scheming.
is different. I did assume it
Occultism, got
was
it.
a faux friendliness to try and make good impression, not.
I would not
Genuine.
offer to hunt them down and cook beast for
You
joke.
offered to hunt down and cook beast as your first reaction to everything we've done. It seemed to be your primary form of entertainment. I assumed you just wanted to hunt.
I do want to hunt,
See?
but like it is not.
It was
I
not the
would
way you
not.
needed reason to hunt down beast.
33.
But yes,
almost
I get what
certainly
you say.
Some variety of charm spell.
Charm spell. Someone cast a
obviously,
charm
some
spell.
kind of-
Now,
I say we
the
walk in a
question
direct
is,
straight
who
line
cast
right
the
at their
charm spell
house
and
in a
when?
very awkward angle so that we can be tracked when they need to find our corpses.
Not the worst strategy I've heard.
Eventually, one group of adventurers will
Get all the way to the
across.
house and then die on the front lawn, and then it'll be obvious what happened.
It's gonna
like-
be the fucking Dark Souls, like there's like the blood drop right there. and
It's
they're
like in an MMO when you wander into an area that's too high for you, and then you have to just kind of body flop out. Just like, run, die, run, die, run, die.
Yep. Well, I guess we have some questions for Roselia's aunts. Also,
Again.
Ksenia, there's no body. Why is there no body for Ksenia?
Huh.
I mean, there's some witch spells, but but Ivan doesn't know that. A couple of them.
We can ask them that?
This is another.
It either bodes well or very poorly.
This is
It's
true.
Little enough in between.
There are
That's not what I meant to click.
There are
God
too
damn
few
it.
of us to feed all of Skurtile. We do not need one less if we can prevent it. Oh shit!
37 to try and figure out, on occultism, to try and figure out if there's a magical reason why there is no body for Ksenia.
And it's a natural 20.
What are you rolling for that?
Occultism, would I roll
Occultism,
something
okay.
else?
No, occultism has worked with everything that these things have done so far. So, it's hard to say. I mean, the answer is a lot.
There's a
Dead
ton of stuff
bodies
you
or
can do
parts of
with a
dead
corpse.
bodies are usable in a number of spells and/or rituals and/or necromancy applications and/or things that just like eating dead things.
There is all kinds of crazy magic shit you can do with a corpse.
Well, then let's get there. I do not want them doing these to Vadas.
Agreed.
That, or you could just eat it.
I frown upon such endeavors.
Most
but like, if you
civilized-
have to, you have to.
Most civilized life forms do.
I have a feeling they do not have to.
Exactly. There are goats. There are food. We make them meat.
Roselia
They
did
totally
say they
eat
had left
non-meat.
a long time.
Let us go.
She did say they lived a long time. Oh no.
Hey, remember that identification check we kept trying to make earlier? Have we narrowed down the field?
Okay.
do
I'll
it.
take an occultism to identify.
Yeah.
Oh,
30.
that's unfortunate.
30.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Because I trained occultism. And I have the Book of Identification.
Don't you still have that magic item that just lets you win
31 to 8.
Why don't you just take the 31? I'll aid you.
That's a fair question. Okay. Based on these rolls and the evidence you have capable of casting nightmare and occult spells of a couple of different types, charm spells, elemental spells both of fire and ice, roughly humanoid shaped, interested in hanging out on the edge of a town and killing things, it is reasonable to assume that you are dealing with a coven of hags.
They're hags. Oh, they're hags.
some
Ew.
spoilers.
Aw.
I know it
Ew.
sounds spoilery.
I mean, I know that sounds racist, but ew.
What do the hags do with the dead
Ew.
bodies?
Specifically,
Eat them.
I'm going to take each of your identify checks as separate for this. Specifically, ice magic from an occult caster is probably a winter hag, and fire magic from a hag is probably a blood hag. You also know blood hags can assume the appearance of a humanoid they have killed by literally taking off their skin and wearing it.
So that there's a
Good
reason,
old skinwalkers.
Gresh, there's a reason that my reaction to hags was ew. All right. So blood hags, when they kill a humanoid, they can assume the appearance of that humanoid by wearing their skin. Like literally, they remove their skin and they put it on like a suit and they wear their skin. So that might be why we're not finding a body. And that might be why the bodies we found have been skinless.
And they would they burn the bodies to hide this fact, which is why.
It could be, yeah.
Blood
to hide
hags
by-
also obviously drink blood.
And they drink blood.
So that would possibly be a reason to
They
carry a body
they
off.
also drink blood.
Right. So they
And
they
burning
keep her-
could hide the fact that it's missing the blood and it's missing the skin and give us a reason why it's missing the blood and it's missing this. That's why my initial reaction to hags was ew.
Weird
'Cause
question
ew.
though. If they take on shape of person they kill, why has everyone disappeared?
That's a good point.
I think that
They would be seen again. They might be acting
there-
weird because
there
it's
might
not
not be-
them, but you would see
There
them.
might not be enough hags to portray all of them. Plus, we're seeing more than one kind of hag.
But that
Just because you have the ability to do something doesn't mean it's necessarily advantageous to do something.
They're
like this. Think like this.
no one has disappeared and then been seen again.
Nobody here, nobody in this small town is very important.
Well-
Ksenia is a different story. She is important. And if they know this, then they could be keeping her around until they need to make use of this. And then they will make use of it.
Or simply keeping her skin.
that, or they just drink the
That's-
blood.
I don't know how long skin would last or
This
what
is this
the
is thing. I
condition
don't
would need
know
to be
if,
in.
Right, I do not know this either. If they need to just. I do not like this.
I don't think there's much reason to take on anybody's identity.
No, this is my thinking. Like this is small town. They
you
don't
don't get
really
anything
need
out
to
of
do that. However, if you get someone like Vadas, it would be beneficial to have that. Say if another hunter comes to town,
And if
But
they,
they need to turn him away.
if they wanted to travel, if they needed to switch up identities while they were traveling,
It still seems weird to me. They do not. If she is taking bodies and burning them to hide the fact she took skin, then presumably it would be because she wants to use skin.
or she
If
needed
she is
to
not
drink their
using
blood.
skin, then why obfuscation?
She might have needed to drink their
just-
blood and wanted
Maybe
to
just
hide
drink
the fact
blood
that
and
she...
burn them alive.
Yeah,
took
so
the
then we
blood.
don't notice that. Hey,
If
this
she was
corpse
trying
is
to
oddly
use
dry.
other hunter to ward you away, we would have met other hunter who would have tried to ward you away.
Well, now that we know that this is a possibility, it will be something I am on the lookout.
Duh,
for. But perhaps if they thought they could just
when
turn
you
us
first
away.
arrived, though, is
Well, yeah, but they don't know how much of a threat I would be if we're just passing
They
through.
also
they
didn't
might
know
not
we were
risk
coming.
That is
Duh.
also true.
Question. And this might be something that's outside of Emmeline's knowledge, but don't hags usually come in threes?
A hag's coven is always 3 or more hags.
which makes me think Rosalina is in on it.
Well, either she's in on it or will be.
Duh.
Is does this world still use the changeling lore that changeling are offspring of a hag?
Yes.
And okay, it could be that. Wait, I wouldn't know. Gresh wouldn't know that.
No.
Yeah,
That's
never
not
mind.
a nature thing.
Never
No, you would need
Yeah.
some occult training for that.
Never mind. Never mind.
Probably need some.
Joe
higher
is
than
making
we
that
have anyway.
apparent
Yeah.
to the table that someone with that occult training could potentially respond to Ivan.
Would my other roll have gotten that, or would...
I'm going to point out something else.
Okay.
To one of you two, I want both of you to, I don't know, like, I feel like it's society again, to just, like, remember something specific about scheming and people. But,
Or deception, if you, I mean,
yes,
lie to
actually,
me.
deception is perfect.
Deception?
Make a deception check for me.
Am I trained in that? Of course I am.
Recall knowledge.
Are you
deception.
trained
Yes.
in deception?
This is a weirdly specific set of
23.
circumstance.
29.
Okay.
Maybe a 30.
There is exactly one person who has not disappeared, but who everyone important around them has died and been replaced by weird ants.
Right.
Someone
So-
who, for instance, would have had a known appearance to the townsfolk and have been innocent and unassuming. So if, for instance, a blood hag were to want to roll into town
And take on someone's
and
appearance.
take on someone's appearance, they might,
be
for
the
instance,
child.
decide to be a 14-year-old girl.
I think it seemed like very good idea to murder 2 old women and a young child. I think this is good course of action and we should do immediately.
Hilariously, I'm now back on board Ivan's idea of breaking into a house.
Yeah.
I told you,
The answer is Ivan's always right. No.
Ivan.
That was probably the answer in the first place.
Ivan. I am no longer bewitched. And so, I agree. Let us go.
On plus side, that was really good, dear.
It was
I
very
actually
good, dear.
do not really regret how
did
this
get a good
happened.
like, yes, no, if I were speaking in the right mind, we definitely should have broken in and found out what the magic was. But, like, I thought they were my friend. You can't do that, to friend.
And with that realization, I think that is where we will stop for tonight.
Now you guys know
What
what I was
happens
so mad
when you
about.
role play so hard in a scene and get a good charm spell off, and it just makes it impossible to solve the mystery?
Fuck.
Literally, where is that fucking note? Where is that fucking note?
You're gonna put it in the museum.
What did it
Yeah.
say?
So there are 2 notes.
Uh-huh.
There are 2 notes. One of them. God damn it! Can't find it.
Also, I couldn't let you guys leave because I hid the entire level's worth of loot in this encampment.
Okay.
You guys just fuck off.
Are we live still?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is good. Okay.
Okay.
So I got the following note. Will save for me with a blank space. I rolled and recorded my result. He handed me back. You find yourself thinking of the old woman as friends. And I was like, oh, okay. I guess that's how I'll have to roleplay it. And I did so immediately. And I thought it was really funny how like me and you were backing away, and I'm like, I don't like this. 2 seconds later, these are my friends, and nobody said anything.
Well,
It's
see, here's the
such
thing.
timing because we at first said like,
It was
"Hey,
the
we're gonna
timing.
persuade our way in," and then Gresh goes, "Well, yeah, they're our friends," and I was just like, "Oh, so he's just like sold on this idea."
It was
Everyone else was like,
And
we should
then
talk
the
our way
old
in.
woman watching you out of the window was because she needed line of sight
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
charm you.
it was the timing
100%. It was just that we had just said an idea of like we need to view these people as friends and persuade our way in
Yep.
there, and then Gresh was on board, and Gresh has always taken everything just like straight-faced approach, like with the joke earlier today of
Yeah.
we're gonna
Yeah.
kill the whole town.
Shot
it's
my
just
own
like
foot.
yeah,
I shot myself in the
it was
foot.
a convolute.
Well, the thing is,
convolution of, like, three different
Ivan was
events.
willing to go along with it once. Like, we have a deer corpse that's been preserved. Like, so like our round trip's a lot better than spend 4 hours hunting a thing brand new.
and I
so
think
like,
that's,
whatever,
like-
I'll indulge them for an hour.
Like,
for
th-
like,
that was the other thing where it's just like I wanted to show like the severity of the thing of just like, oh no, he thinks he needs to provide for these people, he's gonna go hunt right now.
So-
and
That's so funny.
Tessie was a little bit confused, but the trouble was Tessie just thought Gresh was trying to do diplomacy and failing at it.
yeah.
No, it was
Because-
a perfect storm. And then when you guys got into the house, like just the role play went in specific directions that kind of diffused suspicion because they were kind of trying to diffuse suspicion.
Because like it kind of built in my mind, like some of Tessie's backstory built in my mind there, and I realized that there have been times when the circus has literally gone up to strangers and said, hey, do you have any chores I can do for you in exchange for letting us park our caravan or giving us some information or something like that. So in her mind it's like, well, let's see if they need anything and we can give them stuff and charm them and distract them, and then someone can be sneaky and look around. And so when Gresh started doing that, she's like, Tessie's internal reaction was, you're playing it a little strong here, Gresh.
Laying it on a bit thick there.
We want to
doing it on
make friends.
purpose.
We want to make friends. We're not already their friends. You're going to creep them out.
So, thank you all.
last note.
Uh-huh.
Last note.
Oh, yeah.
This is the second note I got the day after when I rolled that successful will save.
Because their charm spells are heightened to 4th level, which mean they last until they prepare spells again.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So like
If you do it at 6th
I
level, it
did
lasts
pass
longer
him.
than that.
I did pass him a note that said how long question
Yep,
mark.
and I just kind of
because-
went,
Yeah, and I'm just like, all right, I'll just keep rolling with it. But at the next morning, Dave asked me to roll another will save. I rolled a 29, I think.
I think
but
so.
It was
Yeah.
decent, and I received the effect ends. You find it a little odd that your opinion of the aunt changed, but maybe something weird was going on, which is why like I did a little bit of like uncertainty when I was awake, but I was willing to just be like,
Yeah.
things are weird right now.
in the description of charm, it says you don't necessarily know you've been charmed. If your behavior was egregious enough and unexpected enough, you might notice.
Yeah.
So I basically was like, well, let's have him save against the charm again to see, because your behavior was odd, but not like
It wasn't super odd.
super
It-
odd.
It's something
They are
he would
old
have been-
orcish women who are your responsibility to care for. So like maybe they just reminded you of your grandmother or
And it
something.
was at the same time we had determined to try to do diplomacy based on,
Yeah.
Right.
favor bartering.
Which is why it was like until there was another reason to suspect, I
I need
wasn't
to listen
going
to
to hard
Ivan.
on
Being an asshole, always the best choice.
But yeah, no, that was fantastic, and also why I was enraged for half the session of just like, nobody's gonna say anything. This is not normal.
It was the
Ivan the whole
shitty
time was
timing.
like, why are you doing this?
yeah, I was like,
and I'm
this
just
is
like-
the weirdest fucking thing.
Yeah, and then I'm like, it is weird. Maybe
Maybe
roll
there's
something
reasons
to find
for
out.
that.
Maybe say, Gresh, are
I
you
don't know
feeling
what
okay?
charm magic. That's not what he does. Like, that's not his. My
I love
specialty.
when a scheme
Take your
comes
dice.
together.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
It was so good.
It was beautiful.
It was
It was
so
great.
good, but I was
There were
furious.
just many pieces in motion that if any one of them had
Yes.
not been there, we
You
would have been
guys
behind.
failed all the right saves
Yeah.
and all the right identity checks and stuff
and the timing
to make it work
and
perfectly.
the timing of the failed saves coincided with just the right
Yeah.
character decisions.
Yeah.
That
I
our
actually feel
that
like
the farthest some of our characters got was, this is a little weird, but
Yeah.
I guess it makes
guess
I feel like succeeding
strange
against
sense.
the nightmare spell helped sell the act somehow.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you all for joining us for this very weird episode.
That makes so much more sense while you're like, I'm ready for combat.
Yep.
There's no combat.
Yep. Because I didn't expect any of that to go as well as it did at all.
Yeah. Oh, God. Sometimes the villains, their
Sometimes
plan
they
comes
win.
together. Yeah.
It's okay. We delayed murder for a short time. It's
Yep.
I was ready to
Yeah,
like
more
move on to the
murder
next town.
coming.
I'm like, we're not gonna find anything. Fuck it.
Oh my God. They almost won. They almost won.
Almost did. If you guys hadn't rolled like monsters in this last tracking bit, like there was
it.
minimum DC 30 to find those footprints. Oh yes. Like
We had,
month-old footprints buried under freshly fallen snow. That's not a thing. Like, anyway,
I mean, like if the ground's frozen, a lot of times you might make footprints in the ground itself that'll be stiff enough to
right.
like,
It's
but
just
yeah,
there's
you'd
a
have to
very
move the
limited
snow to find it.
in exactly the right spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
So
okay.
good.
So, thank you all for joining us. We will be back again next Sunday at the same time, 4 p.m. Eastern. If you like what we are doing, please feel free to follow us here on Twitch, or if you happen to be watching on YouTube, subscribe to us on YouTube. And if you want to hit the little notification bell, you can do that. That's up to you. I'm not gonna judge you either way.
I
I
might
will.
judge you.
If you really like what we are doing, and you happen to have something like Amazon Prime, for instance, that means you get a free Twitch Prime, free Prime,
Frisch is big boy.
a free Twitch Prime subscription every month.
A French prescription.
If you would like to give that to us, we would greatly appreciate it. And if you want to support us in other ways, go ahead and take a look at our Patreon, which you can support us as well. If you want to keep track of what we are doing, we do have social media such as Facebook and Twitter, and I think we technically have an Instagram, and they are all in the description down below. We also do have a Discord server if you would like to talk to us in between games, or slip us questions about blood hags. You can do
Note all your
that
tasty
there.
memes.
We also do occasionally play community games on the Discord server. If you want to get in and play with some of us, that is the place to do it. That is also in the description down below. I think that's everything. I think I got through it.
You did it.
That was pretty good. I think that was my best outro.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because we didn't fuck with you during.
It's almost like we don't interrupt you constantly throughout the whole thing.
We will see you again next week. And until then, stay safe, be kind to each other, and remember, keep your friends close and your dice closer. Thanks a lot, everybody.
Bye.